this place!
Let's just go in and, like, kill all the orcs, right? They're the bad guys, who gives a shit? We just hack and slash and we loot their dead bodies, right? Hack and slash, kill them all, you know, conquer the infidels.
Boy, that campaign sounds like a barrel of fun, doesn't it?
Somebody who's opening a refrigerator and leaning in, right, is the language of a woman. Somebody who's opening their refrigerator and being cut off halfway through that lean is the voice of like a mermaid or a siren, right?
This is not the face of the hobby anymore. And I think there's been mistakes made in years past where people assumed that D&D players were all, you know, white dudes in a basement, which has been a faulty assumption for a lot of years and gets more and more false every day. And so it's, in my viewpoint, honestly, guys like me can't leave soon enough.
I just had to be born with empathy and a weakness for socialism and femboys.
We gotta put a little hot sauce on the taco, you know what I mean?
We want this dwarf to be the dwarfiest dwarf.
Right.
We want the elf to be the elfiest elf.
And just the dashiest dash of Tabasco.
Their voices need to carry across water.
I'm a creative. It's a huge drain, right? Because fans can be awful.
When we got the descriptions, they were very adamant. They were like, try not to make it like a white blonde guy. Like, please, like, we love him, but there's like 500 million of them.
The diversity that the characters need to have needs to reflect the gaming world now. The mix of people that are playing these games, you know, it's not, 13-year-old white boys held up in their basements. It's a very diverse crowd,
You say white lives matter, they don't. White lives don't matter because white lives aren't a thing.
What's this? What's this? It's the jacket. The jacket.
Lutherville, Marina Del X, Otisburg. Who's this monster? She's got her own place. Otisburg. It's a little bitty place. Otisburg. Okay, I just wipe it off. That's all. It's a little town. Yep.
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
5, 4, 3.
Great sandwich.
Say hello to Jordy the Midget.
On guard.
Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis!
Double zeros, baby!
The gang is all here.
+1.
+1. The boat is full. You want to start with Patrick's there,
yeah, we'll
Mr. Crazymouse,
Yep.
before we do the proper introductions. Our old friend, Patrick Demo, early super chat. I'll be listening, but I've got to be on the lookout for someone armed and dangerous tonight, so I can't do much commenting. Give MCDM hell for me. Patrick, stay safe, brother. You got Michael Myers out there running around Patrick Demo's neighborhood.
Or maybe a Wookiee.
Or a Wookiee, yeah. Seriously, Patrick, stay safe, brother. We love you. And it's our old friend. Look at the Disco Barbarian, $20.
Dancing already. Look at him.
Man. Gives us our clarion call, as he does every week. Yar, dog brothers and sword sisters. Let's keep Florida warband members in our thoughts. Absolutely. Effing bananas down here right now. tornadoes everywhere. I've had like 6 to 8 alerts, and the hurricane hasn't made landfall yet. Wow.
Which is the name of this
Praying for
one?
everyone. This is Milton.
Milton.
Thank you very much, Disco, and we
stay
are
safe.
we're keeping you in our thoughts and prayers, buddy. For sure.
Panthers eating Chinese tonight? I'm hungry already. What do we got going on?
Yeah, dude, I didn't have dinner. Don't talk about that.
All right, let's get to our
that peanut gallery. Let's introduce him. Who is that?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Before we get to our special guest, we got to get to the before we get to the special guest star. We have to get to the regulars.
I'll make mincemeat out of you, mouse.
You know him, you love him. Put your hands together. Crazymouse.
Raise the roof.
Yep. Rogan's playing political commercials here.
Yep.
I'm trying not to. I'm sorry.
Dark Knight says I fell asleep. I don't know about that.
Mouse fell asleep at the wheel again. Money Matt was in the intro.
I passed my course last week.
Don't have a clue
Man,
what
we
the
have
hell's going on.
We got get the AV club working tonight.
Rogan's practicing guitar.
Holy moly,
We're
I
doing a show here.
I'm broken all over the place.
We're professionals, ladies and gentlemen. Don't try this at home. Money Matt was in the intro. May this donation help pay for his cyber schooling for his job. Dark Knight of Hibernia, thank you for the €5. That's a little over $5. He passed his class. I put that in there as a reminder for all.
Yeah.
Of what happened here
what can
last
happen
week. Yeah.
if you're not paying attention.
Yeah. Always watchful. Is that like a Latin saying there, Gavin Morgan? That ever something?
Sure.
What?
Yeah. Ever vigilant?
I prefer.
I don't know what the Latin term is.
I prefer KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
Any car horns you want to play over there, Rogan? Or? Okay.
I am good. I apologize. I sit here in my embarrassment.
We tease because we love. Disco Barbarian again hitting us. This guy is already starting in. You can't stop him. You can't keep him down. $5. Already have my tearaway pants on and blue body paint and guns on standby. All right.
Awesome.
Disco, what part of FL are you in? If you want to say. If you don't want to say, that's fine. My sister is up in Gainesville. Our friend Rogan and I have a friend Leopold from way back in the day online. He's just down in Sarasota, so that's kind of in line. We used to have my parents used to have a condo down in Sarasota too, way back. And our friend Harmony Ginger is in Orlando, which should be in. They'll get hit, but that should be out of the target.
Yeah, my
zone.
brother Mickey was talking about how it's closed this weekend.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse is shutting it down for a couple of days at least. Your brother, huh?
From another mother.
Dino, good to see you here, my friend.
Yep. Smash that like button.
Yep. What else we got with Snake Oil? Sean here says he'll be back in a few. Good to see you, my friend. D&D Old Guard, Steve Cavadas, DJ Widget, Panther. Here, Cal, our fearless moderator.
Surly before he gets banned.
Yeah.
We got an itchy trigger finger tonight. You better watch out, people.
Before. Why not? Yeah, why don't you give these guys a little gift there, Crazymouse? They've been working hard.
On guard.
I wanted to find a soundbite and text that to you, but I couldn't find it.
It's already taken care of.
Yep.
Dark Knight of Hibernia, €2. Florida Man versus Tornado would make a great WWE show.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
We'll have to remember that for our next wrestling role-playing game. Florida Man versus Tornado. Thank you very much, Disco. All right, so we have our old friend Gavin Morgan's here. He's the one down. He has agreed to come on camera. He's such a handsome devil. Full head of hair there.
Who was that guy that
willing
took
to
over
look.
in Godfather 3? And it was it Richard Hamilton?
In what?
Godfather 3.
Oh man, I think I saw half of Godfather 3
He
when
took
it came out.
over as the consigliere after Tom Hagen left.
Harry Hamlin?
I didn't.
No, the tan guy. George Hamilton.
George Hamilton.
Thank you.
George Hamilton.
Yeah.
That's what...
Edgelord.
Man, if you have to explain the joke, it ain't that funny.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with beautiful head of hair, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah.
that's true. So you pick the least of the 3 Godfather movies.
Well, he's the one. That's the one he's in.
Yeah, for some reason I was stuck on Harry Hamlin. I guess I was thinking of Mad Men. He was in Mad Men, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. He's kind of tan too. But yeah, George Hamilton was the man back in the day. All right, so yeah, Gavin Morgan is here. Gavin and I went to go see Joker last night. You threw the invitation out to everybody, and everybody else balked at it.
And I almost did too.
Yeah, we almost probably were finding after the horrible reviews. This movie got horrible reviews. So I tell you, we'll get into that in a minute. Why don't we give him a little amuse-bouche? What do you say?
Okay.
Fellas, give him a little amuse-bouche. Panther says it's good to see Gav on again. He remembers you.
Somebody remembers me. That's been a long time.
It has been, yeah. Well over a year, probably.
Yeah.
Yep. For those of you that don't know, because we do have a lot of new viewers, Gavin is probably he is one of my oldest friends that I'm still friends with. So we met in like 7th grade, right? I think.
Summer of 1982.
82, yeah. And yeah, we went to school together. Pretty much have lived close to each other all our lives since then.
My heterosexual life, mate.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
An ongoing bromance.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, Rogan is here too. In case you guys,
I am here, and I'm not going to make a noise. My volume's turned down, and I am sitting here in my shame.
No shame there, brother. All right. Got a lot of video work tonight. We got a lot of stuff we can EFAP.
I am anxious for this. I'm really excited for this.
But first, let's give him a little bit of give him a little bit of red meat. All right, here we go.
I was just trying to shop at H-E-B, and I had my dog in the cart, and they told me that I can't have him in the cart, and I asked the manager, I said, if I put him at something underneath him, can I, because otherwise it's hard for me to carry him while I'm pushing the cart around the store, and they said they would accommodate me, but then I was just shopping, and they just kicked me out. I just bought groceries and they kicked me out.
Good for him.
So it's not done yet. You'll see. This is the guy that quote unquote kicked him out. I guess he had his little dog in the car and then he missed.
That's so weird. So like a dog in a place that sells groceries.
Yeah, food. Yeah.
So I wonder if there's like a health concern there.
No, not for those people.
There ought to be.
Yeah. Ay.
Before you go on.
Oh yeah, Dark Knight, €2, D&D, and Gavin were buds before I was born. Yes, don't rub it in. We know we're old. We know we're old. Thank you though.
But we're not boomers.
Said that you're the manager and you said that I need to leave the store with my service animal because you're not allowed to have my service animal in the cart while I'm shopping. Can you clarify what the rule was that I was breaking, which is why I need to leave this, continuing to misgender me? Can you go ahead and tell me why I need to leave the store again so I have it clearly documented? Thank you for recognizing. I appreciate it. Fucking assholes. Fucking H-E-B. I can't even shop at the fucking grocery store down the street from my fucking house without being fucking harassed by people who come and misgender me. Tell me I can't have my fucking service animal. Take care of me. It's fucking bullshit. Fucking terrible. Fucking goddamn Americans. Y'all are fucking horrible, horrible fucking things. I wish you didn't fucking exist.
Oh, there's so much that I want to say about that. There really is.
Excuse me, do you have any coupons? Like
service animal? Really?
Yes, service
That's what John
animal.
Osborne just said. Service animal, my ass.
Yes. Hey, look, Adam Carolla was onto this 10 years ago when he was talking about the first time he was on a flight and there was somebody had a little dog on their lap and he's just befuddled, like, well, why do you have a dog on a plane? Oh, it's my service animal. He's like, why? Like, it helps me get through. This is what happens when you cater to the mentally ill.
Unbelievable. Put the lotion in the basket.
I was thinking that too. Yeah, that voice. Yeah.
Well, if you get rid of your Adam's apple, stop talking like a man. You're acting like a woman, but a lot of dudes these days act like women. Misgendered me.
She looks pretty big and pretty strong. I bet you the guy was terrified and kicked her out because he felt like he was being attacked.
I wish all what was that? Wishing all Americans would what? Would die or go
Not
away?
Exist.
Not
Not
exist.
exist, yeah.
Wow. I'm like, you gotta honestly take a look at yourself in the mirror, sweetheart. If you're gonna toss away wishes, there's better wishes that you can make for yourself.
Yeah.
Hello.
Dark Knight of Hibernia, €2. Yeah, Americans are horrible, sure, dude. Yeah, he sure sounded like one too. Just crazy. The more we give in to these people, our society will continue to.
Well, I like that
flounder.
store manager.
Yeah, he was just very professional. That's the way you should be.
A man doing his job. You guys know how much I value that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
a man.
Yeah,
doing
the regular dudes doing
Yeah.
their job. Fuck yeah.
Disco's dancing.
Rock and roll.
You make me feel like dancing. Disco Barbarian, $5. This dude is the same clown that would have you thrown out if you didn't ask mercy for him. You're under no obligation to partake in insanity.
Yeah.
That's correct. Thank you. Thank you, Disco Barbarian. Crafty Matt, $2. I want to bring my service Pelican on the flight. The thing is, Matt, it had to have been tried at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wonder if you got like the stewardesses or whatever, the flight attendants, whatever now, and asked them, like, just give us some stories. What is the craziest animal you've had on here? I bet you they'd probably blow your socks off.
Agreed.
There was I don't know if it's 60 Minutes or some sort of news-ish show a handful of years back. I know I've mentioned this in the past, but this woman, a legit woman, was all outraged because her service animal was not allowed on the plane. She had to reschedule her flight. Her service animal was a peacock.
Oh, I heard about that.
Emotional
Yeah.
support, not service.
Yeah.
Emotional support.
Emotional support. Yeah,
was
I
a
remember that.
peacock.
I do remember that one. Yeah. That's emotional support peacock. Those things are loud too.
Yes, and who wants to be on a flight with some peacock shitting all over the place? Oh God. I'm sure that doesn't smell very well.
Sure that camel don't shit all over the lot. Little used cars reference there for you. One thing I want to remind everybody of. Well, not remind you. I guess this would be telling you.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. I'll do it in the voice of Money Matt there. I'm learning how to imitate Money Matt based on his video last week. This Saturday, I'm actually going to have a special stream at 2 p.m. Or no, I'm sorry, 1 p.m. Should be 1 p.m.
Eastern time.
Eastern time. Thank you, Mouse. For sure. Central New York Role-Playing Game Convention. I'm going to be talking to the organizer of this briefly. This is a con for next year, June 14th, 15th. It's much the same, as I understand it, as kind of like VentureCon. No bullshit. No, just gaming. No rainbow-haired, goofballs trying to
that
gum
is
up the
Father's
works.
Day weekend.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess that would be. Yeah.
It is.
What better way to spend your Father's Day weekend than gaming amongst friends?
Absolutely.
We will also, by the way, have Miguel, and I'm not sure Sylvia is going to be on, from the Red Room also this Saturday. We'll be talking to them about what life is like as a very small RPG creator, but a full-time creator who does it.
We're going
for
to
a
get
living.
to this super chat in just a second. Bleeker just cracked me up.
My emotional support is an entire mariachi band. I bring them everywhere I go.
That was good.
That's very good.
You got me going.
I can imagine it.
I'm a tough laugh, and that one got me going.
You are a tough laugh.
Jeff from Denkar, our old friend, $5 Canadian. Dollars to donuts. That's not an actual trained service. Of course it's not. Yeah. People like this want one so they can be special. The victim narrative pisses me off. Well, they do it because they can get away with it, Jeff. Thank you, by the way. Much appreciated. All you guys super chatting, thank you so much for supporting the show, supporting the channel.
My service animal is my neighbor's wife. She gets on for free, right?
Is that how service animals do? They fly free and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I'm a mouse, man.
Yeah. I identify as a mouse.
I think I just found the infinite money glitch right there.
The thing is, it's our fault collectively for indulging it. We should have stomped it out right away. We should have laughed at these people, said no fucking way. It's the doctor's fault for just it's so easy now to get a quote unquote like prescription for this.
I think the only service animal, in all seriousness, that should be allowed is like a seeing eye dog.
Yeah, well, yeah,
and
like
that's it.
Yeah, like an actual service dog.
Right.
Those dogs are. If you've seen one, you know it. They're super trained.
An accredited. Don't pet my dog. The real deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, you can tell. I mean, they have like vests on them.
I got a seeing eye dog in trouble once by accident.
How's that?
I was driving. There was a man, and he was being led by his dog, and they were at it was a 4-way stop, and the dog legit like looked both ways, and I was just confused as to what was going on, so I kind of went through. And when the blind gentleman heard a car coming, he had to yank on the dog's like leash, collar, or whatever it is, and you heard that little yelp, and I'm thinking, that's my bad.
Yeah. Should have apologized to the dog.
It's my bad.
Come back with some biscuits later.
Yeah.
There you go.
Don't touch my dog.
Don't touch my dog. Dark Knight of Hibernia, €10.
Want some scratchers? I'm telling you, there's no other explanation.
Guys are flush. Remember this: the people you're trying to step on. We cook your meals, haul your trash, connect your calls, drive your ambulances, and guard you while you sleep. Do not fuck with us.
Amen.
Fight Club. Yep. Yeah, I know one of the service guys where I work. He's a really cool dude, and I remember one day he's like, just kind of talking how people like kind of look down on him. He's like, "Hey, we make the world go round," and I'm like, "Absolutely." I'm like, "That's succinctly put," and it is true. Doc Flamingo, $2. I identify as a store manager. Get out.
My pronouns are get the hell out.
Yeah, GTFO. All right, so go here, but we're only going to stay here for a moment because we're going here.
Here's Double D.
Damn.
Before you start Joker,
go ahead.
This is the person maybe that's in charge of the convention.
Oh, Roger. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yep. Roger, thank you so much. $10. Thanks for the convention shout out. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we will definitely mention it again multiple times.
Yeah, we'll try to mention it regularly, especially as it kind of ramps up.
I'll remember.
You will.
Yeah, but Roger, we'd love to have you on Saturday, even if it's just for a brief time. We can kind of chit-chat for a little bit.
And then closer to the convention, we'd love to have you on as well.
Yeah, and of course, when you're trying to sign people up. So thank you, Roger. Good to see you, my friend. We'll talk soon, hopefully this weekend. Crafty Matt, $2. No, putting a collar on your furry doesn't count. Oh, man, there's going to be a lot of people who are disappointed in that one.
Is that Corn Boy?
Yeah, that would be Corn Boy. Yeah, that would be Corn Job.
You gave us some red meat. Now let's get to the potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
These two guys went to the movies last night.
You guys had the chance to go. You said...
I said count
no
me
thanks.
out.
Yeah.
Count me out.
Mouse is just like, nah, I ain't going to do that. Rogan, I don't even think you bothered.
I had a lot going on.
I saw some reviews and I said,
All right. So what we'll do here first is... you guys just want to remain quiet. We'll just play the trailer for the movie. Hopefully it doesn't get our stream shut down, but it's less than a minute. So Maybe I'll stop at one time in the middle just so it doesn't. All right, so here we go. Joker 2 out in theaters right now. Folie Pretentieuse.
2 years ago, the name Arthur Fleck hit Gotham like a hurricane. You want me to call you Arthur or the Joker? Take me back to that night on stage. What's changed?
Well, I'll tell you what's changed. I'm not alone anymore.
Just gonna. Oh, damn it. Sorry, guys.
2 years ago, the name Arthur Fleck.
You know, you get the gist of it. I'm just gonna put the. I'm just gonna put a. I am so paranoid of the stream getting shut down. I'm just.
Well,
not
we're
gonna
good
risk
right
it.
now.
Yeah.
I'm watching it.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we'll just do some images that won't get the stream shut down.
That's a good image right there, actually.
Yeah.
He lost a lot of weight for this.
It is something I intend to address.
Yep.
If Scott doesn't, or sorry, if DD doesn't,
It's
I
okay.
intend on
Call me.
addressing it.
Just try not to use the last name or the address.
I
That's
know,
all.
I know, dude. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No.
You'll find it one of my worst failings here.
Everybody know. By now, everybody knows.
Yeah,
my,
I'm try not to, but I fail.
Do not worry about it.
If Scott doesn't address that, I'm going to.
Yeah. He look. All right. So I don't know how many of you in the chat saw it, but we're gonna give our thoughts on
Overkill, did you see it, or are you just from your impression of the trailers?
And Overkill, you know you're one of my favorites, bro. He's Overkill Joe's from around here, by the way. Downgrade from Heath Ledger. Different animals, but I can see that one. I can at least see that one. But I think there's cases to be made for both. Downgrade from Margot Robbie, only physically. The character, Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn, I thought was way better than Margot Robbie. Was annoying as hell, man. As beautiful as she is to look at, holy shit, that fucking voice, man. I wanted to scratch my eyeballs out.
In my opinion, Harley Quinn, and I'm not exaggerating here, Harley Quinn is the worst fictional character created in Western culture.
you have never been a fan.
I'm not exaggerating here. I think she's the worst character ever created. And going into this movie, I had a feeling I was about to see the best Harley Quinn done by Lady Gaga, and it was. This is a Harley Quinn you can stand and understand.
Well, other than Margot Robbie, who else has played Harley Quinn?
And I don't think Margot
Robbie's the only one. I mean, unless you count voice actors.
Right.
And I don't think there's nothing wrong with her performance, because I think that's what the character is actually supposed to be. So she gives a good performance as Harley Quinn. It's just the character is the most annoying thing ever created. It's horrifying.
Welcome back, Sean.
Yep.
And by the way, I don't like Lady Gaga either.
That's true.
But boy, what an actress. I mean, she gives a very good acting performance in this movie.
She's been,
I
as
liked
far
her.
as for an actress, she's gotten good reviews from this, from that
Star
movie
is
with
Born?
Bradley. Yeah, Star is
Star is
Born.
Born, yeah.
She got good reviews from something from, wasn't it FX?
I'm not sure.
She played like how FX does those.
Oh, American Horror Story. She was one of the characters in
Yeah,
that.
I almost
She got good
forgot she was in
reviews for
one of
that.
those. Yeah.
So she's gotten good reviews as an actress.
Snake Oil Shan.
And boy, is she good.
Thank you very much, buddy. 5 memberships.
Yeah, thank you so
Atta
much.
boy.
Absolutely.
Mr. Steady Eddie. Thank everybody who super chats, gives memberships. It is much appreciated, guys.
Do you know that, back to the movie, but before, about Lady Gaga, do you know she had a very, very, very small role in The Sopranos?
Yeah, you pointed it out
Yeah,
too. Yeah, you're
she's
like, oh
in,
yeah, this episode you're gonna want to look out for Lady
just
Gaga.
She's in one scene. It's the scene where AJ and his friends break into the pool and they vandalize like the pool and throw all the trophies in it. She is one of the. There's like 2 girls. She's one of the 2 girls.
Yeah, I've never had a problem, honestly, with her at all. I actually like a couple of her songs I have on my workout playlist. Yeah, believe it or not. Now, like we're talking like early stuff. Like I haven't listened to anything of hers like probably in the last 10 years. But hey, Edgelord, $2. Was there shark repellent bat spray? If not, thumbs down. You go old school, Edgelord. But no, there was none of that. No Batman at all.
Kersey Yiggs says Lady Gaga does have an Emmy from American Horror Story.
Oh, okay.
She
Yeah,
won an
I
Emmy for
forgot.
that.
Yeah,
She's talented.
Oh my gosh, she is a very good actress. If this is what she can do, she's a good actress. It's a very good performance by her.
I think it takes an awful lot of balls and constitution to show up at a music awards show wearing a steak dress.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Oh yeah.
That's part of
way back.
That's part of the reason why I think I enjoyed Lady Gaga's performance. Is there's none of that.
Right.
It's just a very good job of acting, and man, she can sing, which you better be able to, because this is a musical.
That's right. Boy,
and let us know.
Therein lies the rub.
I really want to say, don't ever forget that this is a musical, and luckily I was warned, so I was prepared. And I think that's what a lot of people have a problem with that movie is when they went to see it, they were not prepared to see a musical.
All right, so we will have plenty of time. I'll get that in a moment from Patrick. But first, I will set the table here a little bit. What we'll do is I'll just kind of give a little summary of the movie for anybody that wants it. We will not spoil the very, very end. Let's agree not to do that.
Let's try to avoid any spoilers, actually, of any clever stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead, throw Patrick up there, then I'll get started, then hold any for afterward.
Okay.
Because I'm just going to give the dime store, thing. I hate the people out there, says our friend Patrick, who want the quote-unquote romance of the Joker and Harley. Seriously, a toxic and abusive relationship? Yep. Give me the romance of Gomez and Morticia. Thank you very much. Absolutely.
Agreed.
Thank you so much, Patrick.
Agreed.
Gomez and Morticia. Tish. Yeah, so the movie starts sometime after the first movie. Of course, he was arrested, thrown in Arkham, which is kind of like just like a 1970s insane asylum. It kind of has that look, and they did a great job of it. This is kind of like his, I don't want to say his companion inside, but this is the guard that he interacts with the most. And there's times when you think like, well, he's got Joker's best interests at heart, and then maybe times there isn't. He first sees her like kind of going through the asylum, like she's there. Just kind of a no-name, and she catches his attention by giving this little gun to the head thing because she knew it would work. So at first you think like, this crazy bitch, it's like two people meeting in the nut house, but is there more to it? And that's kind of what I did like about this movie. We'll get back to that later. All right, so what happens is, as Gavin mentioned, this movie is a legit musical. There are 10 musical numbers in this movie, at least, either in whole or in part. There's no denying it is a musical, and I will give my thoughts on that in a moment. So this is like from one of the quote-unquote musical scenes. Joker is, of course, setting up for his trial. He does like a TV interview. While he's in the asylum, he bonds with Harley Quinzel.
That scene right there has a little bit of Shawshank in it to me.
There is Shawshank in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little.
And I will address that as well.
That's good. That good
little bit of
ambiance.
that, yeah, for sure. Guess who that is?
Is that a young Bruce Wayne?
No.
Harvey Dent?
Harvey Dent, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Good job, I thought.
Yes.
Yeah, very much I don't want to say a bit character, but, very much a supporting character.
I would like to say something now, and I want to know if you would deny it or if you agree. This movie is filled with good performances.
Oh, for sure.
For all of its faults, this movie is filled with good performances.
And you know what? It's the kind of movie that they could do something with this universe, keeping it in the universe.
This is the best depiction of what a superhero would look like in the real world I've ever seen.
Yeah, and this kind of gritty, like 1970s.
This movie is relentlessly grim.
Let him go.
Okay.
We can always do that $sign.
All right, we're going to catch up with all these super chats.
We'll get you guys.
We'll get you.
We ain't going to leave you hanging. What kind of people do you think we are?
I have a lot to say about this movie.
Oh yeah, I know you will have every opportunity.
Oh, I know you're gonna. Yeah, I know I'll be allowed.
So
but I mean, I want to warn people. I have a lot to say.
Yeah, more musical numbers. This is him going to trial. He's in trial. At first, he starts out as kind of like Arthur Fleck. Then he kind of like goes into his Joker persona. He's being supported the whole time by Harley, who releases herself from the asylum. So he starts to learn things about her from his lawyer. Like, she's not who you think she is. And she's basically saying, like, Arthur, she's playing you. She's a rich girl. She's basically just starstruck.
That's what he's saying?
That's what her lawyer was saying to him.
Okay.
And he didn't want to believe it at first, but she basically copped to it. Now he basically forgave her.
Yes, the character, as characterized, and that guy puts Harley Quinn's relationship with Joker perfectly, as you know it.
Yeah.
Horribly codependent and abusive.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Todd Phillips, the director, subverts that relationship in this movie.
Yep.
She is not just some victim in this movie. She has agency beyond just being a starstruck, in love person. She is an agent. She acts with her own agenda.
Yep. There she is in the courtroom. Basically, this movie is very simple. It's almost like you could almost make the case that the musical numbers pad the movie out, because this is essentially just him in jail and then him going to court to first be defended, and then he eventually defends himself. And she is, of course, this agent of chaos, as Gavin just said. Is she trying to do right by him, or do him harm and being selfish? Of course, he's along the way. The guards don't like what he's doing. He gets beat up. We get to meet Gary Puddles again from the first movie.
I remember him.
The midget. Very good. Very good.
Speaking of performances,
very good performance.
There are very good performances. There is one great performance in this movie, and it's Lee Gill as Gary Puddles.
Yeah.
It is an incredibly powerful performance.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's him. We'll just leave it at the court, because basically chaos erupts like after his trial, and that kind of takes us into the end of the movie. And I don't want to spoil it, but she shows up. She's basically arguing. She wants the Joker. Like, she's in love with the Joker. She doesn't like Arthur. She wants the Joker. So,
are you is he referred to as the Joker in this movie, or is he just referred to as Joker?
Actually,
he's referred to as Arthur and Joker,
but not the Joker.
Not the Joker.
It is
just Joker.
In my opinion, this is what makes this movie a very, very, very good movie. Not a great movie. It can never be a great movie because it's a musical. It can't be. All right, musicals aren't great movies.
Dirty Dancing.
Because the musical stuff doesn't make any sense. People don't just break out. People break out into song and dance, and then they act like nothing happened, or it's a fantasy.
Well,
so you can't make a great movie, but he has made a very, very good movie here, and it's very deep, and it does something that superhero movies and just movies in general today don't do very often. It asks real questions, deep questions about the human condition. For example, you talk about, is she the Joker? Is he Arthur Fleck? That's one of the questions about that's one of the deep questions that this movie asks. How is your identity formed? And how much agency do you have in the formation of your identity? That's a deep question, and it is at the core of this movie. There's a lot more deeper questions in this. What does love look like between two people who've never been shown love? What does a superhero movie look like in a movie that's incredibly realistic? And he is so subversive. There are at least 5 different genres in this movie, Todd. Mouse. It's a courtroom drama. It is a prison film. It is undoubtedly a romance. It's a musical, and it's a superhero movie. And Todd Phillips undermines the normal conventions of each one of those. He subverts this may be the most subversive movie I've ever seen, because he subverts the conventions of every genre you can name.
All right, so let's keep it there, because then I'll give my counterpoint to that. But first, let's clean these up, Mouse, if we can. You want to line them up for me?
Yeah, we already did.
Go to Doc right there.
Yeah,
You're on the right one.
We're on Doc.
Doc Flamingo, $5. Lady Gaga can only dream of being as batshit crazy as Kate Bush. An authentic talent nut job. I think you're onto something there. Yeah, thank you, Doc. Neo Sabo, $20. Wow, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow. I want an answer to the most important question facing America today. When is Colville going to sell us his hair and beard dye? Ooh, sign me up for that. I've been dumpster diving for copper, saving up to get the whole set. My patience is thin. Thank you, Neos. I will let you know if I'm on to something.
When the big sales happen, we'll have it. Yeah.
Asterion Moloch, $5. I don't have an issue with something being... Yes, thank you. I don't have an issue with something being a musical, but it still has to not suck balls. And now we'll get in there. Frank Dazzlebeef, $2. I thought I couldn't be more interested. I was wrong. Go ahead. Just hit the green. There we go. One more. Dark Knight of Hibernia, €5. West Side Story is... And I saw this, without qualification or exaggeration, is one of the best films I've ever seen. Realism doesn't make films good.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll take us back. You'll have to
Scroll to the bottom.
To the bottom. Thank you guys so much, especially
much
for holding
appreciated.
on. Yeah, we're gonna hold off. All right, so you did mention something about the musical portion. If they had cherry picked 3 musical numbers, you could say, this is kind of like how Arthur sees the world or Joker sees the world. I could almost buy into that. But you now have characters singing, like not just in their heads, but like in real life on screen, starting to sing. And after a while, I thought it derailed any of the momentum. It's like you're ready, like, okay, come on, his trial. I want to see what happens afterward. Is he going to be found guilty, not guilty? What's going to happen? Is Batman going to show up? It's like you're wondering like all these things. And every time you want it to go forward, she starts to sing or he starts to sing, and it's like, okay, the novelty for me wore off. Probably after the second one.
And it took you out of the moment. It takes you out of the movie. And it did it so often to you that you couldn't get into the movie.
What were you going to say, Crazymouse?
I was going to say, don't you think that there comes a point also where it's the commercialization? Lady Gaga is obviously going to sell a record off of this.
Yeah.
Remember how Prince did Batman?
I don't think that's going to happen if you see the movie.
It's basically all old like show tunes and stuff like that.
All old show tunes.
I'm gonna while you guys are talking, I'm gonna look up Lady Gaga's next album.
Yeah,
it could be.
Yeah,
it's coming out.
You could
Go
be
ahead.
right.
And there's going to be a soundtrack.
Absolutely.
There always is.
Yeah, Batman. Prince did the same thing for Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Made a ton of money.
As I said before, as far as subversion and for him being a subversive director and to add to Todd, there's no original songs in this movie. It is a musical with no original songs.
So maybe he was trying to see, I'm not doing this commercially. In the same respect, your mind is always thinking and it always would be this is Lady Gaga, and that has to be part of the deal. The reason it's like this is because, she's in the cast.
Her next album is called Harlequin, and it comes out in 2024.
Oh,
and like I said, I kind of disagree with that characterization because I think that they wanted to make a musical from the very beginning, so they had to find somebody who could sing and was a good actress, and they got Lady Gaga who can do both in spades.
Dan Mullen of Johnny Go Lightly, $2. Dan Mullen of Nice Podcast Stupid likes you guys, huh? I'm not familiar with Dan. I'm going to write that down. Dan Mullen.
We got a check-in from Florida.
Well, hey, stupid.
Hold on one
second.
Hello, Ryder.
How you doing, Harmony? I hope you're safe. I hope your dad is safe.
Hunker down.
Hunker down, babe.
Go to that Wawa. Load up.
Go to yeah. Is the Wawa open? Yeah, yeah.
Sheets
Take
never
care.
closes.
Stay
Sheets
safe.
never closes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, all you guys in Florida, maybe we'll peek in. I have the Hurricane YouTube channel up that everybody watches. I forget the guy's name. Go ahead. We'll get Sean here too.
Okay.
And we'll let.
We always got room for snakes.
Yep. Snake Oil Sean, $5. I'd honestly thought this movie came out months ago and was forgotten, only to see it actually launch and tank. But boy, did it tank! It never really needed to be made. In my opinion, there's the kernel of a good movie here. It just got in its own way. Wawa closed. And it started to feel a tad pretentious to me after a while, because you can only subvert expectations for so long. If you don't give the viewer what they want, you're just kind of effing with them a little bit, and you're going to get a $40 million box office where whatever this thing had. So go ahead, Gavin. I'm sure you have thoughts on that.
First, let me say this so that it's clear to everybody. I'm here because I very much like this movie, and I'm trying to talk you people into seeing it, because I think it's a very, very good movie. I also think that all of Dee Dee's problems with the movie are valid. It's musical, okay? And I admit musicals can't make great movies, and it is for the reason that Dee Dee pointed out. It takes you out of the movie. However, in my opinion, there was a point to all of that goes beyond the musical. As I said to Mouse, he is subverting all of these genres, but he is making a point about doing it. And the point is that you can take these genre movies, particularly superhero movies, and you can make them about something more than the same theme over and over again. If you have power, you protect the weak, and maybe you sprinkle in a little working together is great. This movie has very, very deep themes and asks some questions about the human condition. What is identity? What's your agency in identity? How does that stand up to media scrutiny? What's love look like between people who don't know what love is?
Yeah, no, it's a fair point.
And he is confrontational, but not disrespectful from the audience, because he is grabbing you by the lapels and telling you these movies you're watching can be what they are, but be more than that. They can be what drama was always supposed to be since the time of the ancient Greeks. It can ask questions about the human condition, and this movie does that as a musical, as a courtroom drama, as a superhero movie. It does all of these things, and it can be more. Todd Phillips in this movie does something that Quentin Tarantino does, and I know that's going to shock you, but I'm not saying he's like Quentin Tarantino, because he isn't. But in this movie, he's doing something Quentin Tarantino does with every one of his movies, and that's have a conversation with his audience about movies. Every movie Quentin Tarantino makes is a conversation with everything else it is. It's a conversation with the audience about making movies and about what movies are. And this one is too, because it's showing you that all of these genres that you watch that are nothing but vapid now can actually say real deep things. This is a movie about identity, but it doesn't approach identity from the point of what's my gender assignment. It's about who am I and why am I like this.
To your point, like we both saw, there was a preview for like the next Captain America movie with like Harrison Ford. I will say this:
the John Wick movie.
Yeah, the John Wick movie with it's not gonna have a chick. It's like, I will tell you this: see this movie over either of those, because those are just gonna be hot garbage, like just fucking awful.
Yeah.
I do want to say one thing too. I'll clean up this super chat from Frank Dazzle Beef. Ooh, I love that name. $2. Phantom of the Opera was a great movie. I never saw the movie. I actually saw the play up in Toronto.
I saw the play at Toronto as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good.
Not together.
Yeah,
but
it is a good story told by musical. Yeah, I don't hate musicals. It's not my thing. You know, it's just not my thing. Gavin is a much deeper thing. Cal, our fearless moderator, thinks you're a deep thinker. Though, if only you knew the truth, Cal.
as musical goes, Kismet is my favorite musical. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that. Done back in the 50s, 60s, 50s. In regards to, I cannot go against anything that you say, Gavin, in regards to this movie. I will say this though, that first of all, the box office receipts will dictate its purpose.
That's a shame.
It is a shame. It is a shame.
Because this is a movie that should be seen.
And I know that I'm not smarter than the average bear. I am the average bear. I'm turned off by musicals. So regardless of how good the potentiality of this movie is or could be, I was a no when I first heard it was a musical. I thought that was an insult to the first movie. It was a tremendous insult to the first movie. If this guy would have doubled down and refocused his perspective, remove the musical part about it, and expand what this movie is about.
Yeah, expectations were a thing.
Yeah, we would have had
and he subverts even the expectations of his audience.
We would have possibly a better movie than the first. And I have not seen the movie. I'm speaking out. I'm speaking sideways here. I have not seen the movie, but that certainly is my perspective.
I will say one thing too is because I heard this, and this is where you do kind of have to watch the kind of outrage people. And even though I like some of these guys, telling you like, oh my God, the Joker's woke. It's not really a woke movie. Harley Quinn. If it were a woke movie, they would set up Harley Quinn to be like the hero. She is most definitely not the hero in this movie. She is
another broken person.
She's not a broken person, but in a way, she's almost worse than Arthur Joker because she doesn't have kind of the built-in kind of excuses. Like she's just kind of a bored rich girl, and she's a really rotten person. And they're not. I'll give this to them. They're not afraid to show her like that. Just someone who uses people for her own selfish ends. So he remains the hero of the story. Like she does not take over, or it's not like about her or anything. The movie is, if you've heard any of that, and I haven't really watched that, but I'd kind of gotten, secondhand, like some people were saying like, oh, that's why it failed. That really wasn't true.
No,
that's really not true. I just wanted to say that too.
I'd like to say something because you bring up the hero aspect of this.
Anti-hero, I guess.
And whatever. The people who seem to be looking out for Arthur the most in this movie are the people that are doing the worst things that they could do for this movie. His lawyer decides that the best way to get him off, and it's probably the best way to get him off, is to create a split personality defense, thereby creating the Joker as an identity unto himself. Creating the Joker. The Joker is now a thing. Yep. And Harley Quinn does not love Arthur Fleck.
No.
She loves the Joker.
She's like one of those people that used to like marry like serial killers. Yeah. Like that's the kind of like her personality. Like writes letters to and then ends up marrying like serial killers in jail.
I know he loves me. I know he does.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the thing. Also, another broken person who's never been shown love, and this is how her love expresses herself. But her also, she's supposed to be the first person ever that loved Arthur. But her main goal is to create the Joker. This is why I say this movie questions identity and how and who gets to create identity. Yep. And Arthur becomes the hero and Arthur is the hero of the story, and he is heroic at the end because he's the one who defeats the Joker with the only superpower he has, which is being pathetic.
Yep.
Because the Joker cannot become the demigod or the Superman that they want him to be if he is seen as pathetic. And by
He's just tired of being used by people, I think.
And by Arthur refusing to allow the Joker to become his own identity and also taking personal responsibility for everything he does, he defeats the Joker. So he is actually super heroic. Or heroic, I should say. But this is not a story that makes these things simple to deal with. It's complicated. It's a complex story.
It would have, and I tell you, it would have hit all those marks, and it would have hit a home run, I thought. But you know what?
Too many musical numbers.
Just like me.
Yeah.
You're thinking of all these heavy themes, and some of them seeped into me, maybe not as deep as they did to you. But it's like every time I wanted to start thinking about these things, it's like, they long to be close to you, when the saints go marching. It's like, literally, it's like fucking show tunes. And it's like, I'm just like, come on. Like, it's self-defeating.
It's
fucking self-defeating.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, this movie will drive you mad because everything he's saying is valid about all these themes. They're there. But man, you have to dig for him through and go around all these things to get there.
He makes you work. But there's a reason that musical stuff is there. Like I said, he's grabbing members of the audience and saying, these vapid, stupid, conventional movies can be more than they are. You just got to take the time to do it.
Yeah, but somebody should have reined him in. Somebody should have said, like, there's just too many. Like, I see where you're going.
I can't defend it, Scott.
Yeah, you can get the same. You can get the same juice with half the squeeze. You can get 3 numbers in here. Give them your 3 best.
Go.
Boom. Yeah.
So this Todd fellow who did the movie, he's like the George R. Martin of making movies. He really is.
We finished this one. So.
Well, he finished this one right here, but this is book 2. Plot, undeniable, unfinished plot twists, perspectives from a variety of characters that mean absolutely nothing. 300 pages of stuff that didn't belong. That's my outside perspective.
I will say this.
But that's not in here.
The ending.
That's not what this is.
The ending is bound to disappoint some people. We kind of gave away part of the ending, not the full. Just kind of.
I will give away no more than that.
Yeah, obtuse.
No more than that.
So it's not gonna it's gonna be very unsatisfying to begin with. He should have sensed, like, man, having all these other roadblocks in the way is just going to frustrate people. And look, the proof is in the pudding. It did. Dark Knight of Hibernia, €5. Arthur was abused by his quote-unquote mother and abandoned by the system, from which you say Harley sounds like a psychopath with a diva complex. Bingo. She is not, and I will say this, Lady Gaga does a fantastic performance. I think Gavin said it too. Great job in the movie. I would love to see her act more. She didn't need to sing all, as much as she did.
Someone actually just brought something about that up, Double D. I don't know, Bleecker. Maybe they did have to do something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe to get her cast as this.
My guess is no, because it's such a blockbuster. She would have been like, I'll do it. And then when they probably thought, like,
I'm gonna have to push back. This is not a blockbuster. This movie's going to fail at the box office.
No, I mean, like, it was meant to be a blockbuster.
Yeah.
Maybe what Scott means by that is this is a real studio movie. It's actually kind of a wonder that that a movie like this got made in a studio system because it's so subversive. And it doesn't have I don't think I'm giving anything away here that this movie doesn't have a happy ending.
No, it doesn't.
Okay? And that a movie without a happy ending is always going to be a hard sell in this day and age. But this movie is not afraid to confront its audience, but yet it's not disrespectful. Scott thinks the director is indulging, or Double D thinks the director is indulging himself.
A little bit.
I didn't view it that way. I viewed it as this guy wanted to say something about movies, and he is showing. He wants to show his audience that movies can be more than they are today.
Yeah, but it's self-defeating because he made a bomb. So now next time he's not going to be able. So it's like I said, you need to know how far to push the line and then give, I hate to say it, the masses what they want. I think you can do both. I think it can be done.
I think this movie too. Actually, you could make an argument to that this movie does that to a certain extent, exactly from some of our criticisms, because Lady Gaga's in this movie and she sings, and that's what her audience is.
Look,
you could say that, but I disagree, and I agree with you.
I thought Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was also kind of a subversive movie, but it
Very much.
But it also kind of gave the audience the red meat, that you'd kind of want from a movie. So I think that's probably, in my opinion, maybe the difference between someone like Tarantino and Todd Phillips. He maybe is a little. We all know Tarantino's a little self-indulgent. And if he would just stop narrating in his movies, we'd be fine.
I love him.
Oh, I do
I
too.
think he is very self-indulgent.
But in the same respect, it wasn't. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood wasn't nearly as self-indulgent as this movie, in my opinion, my humble opinion. That's my humble opinion. Have a great millennium.
Disco, do you mean Gavin's passion for this movie?
Yeah, you might be thinking of Gavin. Gavin is the one. Well, Rogan has passion too.
Yeah, but
Rogan has passion. The other side. Yeah, you have to let us know in the. Yeah.
Disco Barbarian.
Kismet.
That is what I'm here to do to you.
Well, I mean,
okay.
Well, 1955.
There are 5.
He meant Gavin. Gavin.
There are 5 musicals I can name that I think are good, and that's it. And there's hundreds of musicals named. But that's what I'm here to do. I want you. There are 5 people in our group that were invited to this movie. Only I and DD went. I was filled with trepidation, and DD's expectations couldn't have been lower. In many ways, we walked into this movie the way we should have, because I was warned it was a musical, and my expectations were low.
Didn't I tell you? I said I got a feeling I'm going to like this movie because my expectations are so low.
Right.
I don't think they can be any lower.
Almost like it enough. I would say. I mean, you give this a thumbs down, but this is far. Even you would admit far from the worst movie ever made.
like
this is a real
Gavin
movie.
and I we're always huge fans of Siskel and Ebert. So I guess if this is the point in the review where we have to give our final review, I'm giving it a thumbs down, but a marginal thumbs down, because I think there is definitely good things to see here. It's already going to bomb, so if you don't want to go to the theater to see it and just want to do it
it'll be streaming pretty soon.
It'll be streaming soon. You can do it in the comfort of your own home. Give it a shot then, and you may, maybe those musical numbers won't hit you the same way they did me. But there is the kernel of a good story here, and it is supremely well made, well acted. The scene of the movie, the feel of the movie is very, very strong. I can't get past the self-indulgent musical numbers.
I have a question.
Disco says you sold him.
Yeah, Gavin.
Thank you.
You sold
Disco.
him. My question is Joaquin Phoenix won an Oscar for playing Joker the first time. Is he going to be up for an Oscar this time?
Oh, there will be no Oscars for this movie. But he is at the top of his game. He's excellent in this movie.
Yeah, he is.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Well, he's
is
a
an
phenomenal
excellent
actor,
and he's
no matter what. Anyway,
Yeah, it's a continuation of the character. There's no slip
Yes,
up.
Right.
but
Good,
not
good.
a sequel the way you think a sequel usually is. There's no rehash here. This is a sequel that is its own movie. I mean, it is very different.
The reach kind of exceeded its grasp.
That
in my opinion.
that I feel. Okay, so now I give mine.
Go ahead.
I give this movie thumbs up and thumbs way up. I am here to try to get you to see this movie.
Well, Disco's going.
I think it is
got
very.
one.
I think
You
it's-
got one. You
got
yes,
one.
I think it's a very good movie. It cannot be perfect, and it cannot be a great movie. But I think this is the best movie that could be made within these parameters because it's a musical.
Yep.
But this is a movie that falls into several genres that are considered vapid by many of us because the movies they make now in these genres are vapid. Superheroes, romances, even prison pictures. This is not a movie to lift your spirits. This is a movie that asks questions about the human condition and tries to answer some of them. This is this is perhaps the most subversive movie I've ever seen. And lastly, I encourage you to see this movie for 2 reasons. One, very good performances by everybody, including Lee Gill his performance is great, and that is Gary Puddles.
The midget.
It is a truly great performance.
On guard.
That is a performance that should win an Oscar.
On
but
guard.
won't even be considered. Finally, make your own decision on this movie. That's why I want you to see it. There are things we're seeing here, even if you disagree.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that.
It is a good movie, and it's an important movie. It's movies that tell that it's a movie that tells you movies today don't have to be the way they are.
Yeah, it is different, and I do give it plaudits for that. It isn't afraid to be a little different. 1 second, we have a gift of 5 memberships from Mercurius. Thank you so much.
One of them went to Patty.
Woo!
Bam.
Mercurius. He's a member of the Inner Circle. Him and Snake Oil Sean and Disco, all these guys that super chat all the time, they are in our inner circle.
Pillars of the inner circle.
Just got here. Is there someone else in D&D's basement? There is. My old friend Gavin Morgan, JP. Yes, indeed.
And I promise this is going to be the last thing I say.
Go ahead.
About this movie. I promise, unless somebody else brings it up. Get in on the ground floor of this, because my prediction for this movie is that this is, in 10 to 15 years, going to be considered one of the great cult movies as well. It's going to be right up there with Rocky Horror Picture Show and the other great midnight movies you can think of.
Point Break.
This is the movie.
Point Break.
This is a movie that is going to be like those movies. It will be re-reviewed when people forget about it, and people will take a second look and agree that this is a better movie than it got credit for when it was released. This is a movie that's going to find
I
an
could see
audience.
that. I could see that. I'm not gonna say it'll happen, but you're on the record, and it wouldn't surprise me. Let's just say that. Yeah,
This is the second reference to Gavin looking like George Lucas.
it's the hair.
This is the
It's
second
the
one. When I was trying to explain Richard Hamilton, and no one was understanding it except for a few people in the chat, someone said, "Is that a young George Lucas?" And now here it is. It is.
Gavin, just say it rhymes. It makes sense. It rhymes.
One thing I forgot, by the way. Holy crap. The physical transformation of
Joaquin
Phoenix takes your breath away.
Oh, man.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
He must have been like 120 pounds, maybe.
When you first see him with his shirt off, he looks like he's 70 years old.
Yeah.
Didn't Stern mention that in the first movie when he went into the refrigerator?
Yeah.
To like take a nap, and then he came out. It's his body transformed at that point, and he went from Arthur to Joker at that moment.
Yeah. Yep.
In the first one.
God, yeah. The chick in the apartment, I remember Rogan saying like, "Oh, he killed that chick." You know, like it's all like, because it was kind of up in the air. He did not.
That was
she
later
testified
on
at the trial.
Right,
Yeah, she was
yeah.
there. So yeah, she was actually in the movie. I don't think that's too big of a spoiler, but
that's a shame.
I always remember you said that. You're like, "Oh no, she's dead.
I mean,
She's dead."
Well, it left it open.
I like that about the first movie too, because you're like, did he? Didn't he?
Is this a movie that needed a sequel?
It didn't need
Joker,
it.
Did Joker need a sequel?
It didn't need it, but I don't begrudge them for making it.
Yes.
It's just I wish they would have made it a little bit less
'Cause
pretentious.
Sometimes sequels are a cash grab. This is obviously is not going to turn out to be a cash grab. So people are commenting, is this a movie that even needed a sequel?
Well, if it needed a sequel or not, this is the sequel that we got.
The thing is about sequels back in the day, if you remember, like sequelitis was, hey, let's just make the first movie again with a few different parts. You don't see that as much these days with sequels because this is essentially just a continuation of the story. It's not like, oh, yeah, it's just beat for beat the same as the first movie.
And yet an unconventional sequel.
Yeah, very
It's
unconventional
different,
sequel,
This is a different movie. Yeah. And is it a sequel that needed to be made? I don't know, man. How many sequels needed ever to be made?
Godfather 2.
Great movie.
Okay. And Jim, I say that
all
this
the
too.
Lethal Weapons.
Did it?
Star Trek.
All of them.
Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan.
I can't argue against those.
The Star Wars movies.
Did it need to be made? I don't know. I'm glad it was. There are great performances in this movie. This movie is a serious movie.
Thank you.
And this isn't a movie that insults its audience like most Marvel movies do. You know?
Yep.
This movie has depth. There's cake in there, not just frosting.
I like cake.
All right. Well, we can put the Joker to bed. I think Gavin made a excellent case for you guys to see it.
We know disco's going.
We know disco's going. And I would say I can't recommend it, but I would also say, like, if you want to go see it, yeah. I mean, it's an interesting movie. I'm just saying you may be pulling your hair out as you're wanting, like, the story to keep going, and then, like, just the next, you know.
I honestly think the most telling thing you said about this movie was when you looked at the two previews, you'd much rather see this movie than those two.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. So see this before you see, like, fucking John Wick, the chick movie with John Wick. I mean, God, that's going to suck.
Is there going to come a point where you watch this movie edited with the songs out?
I don't think you really can.
You need those songs?
I think you would. It would be a very short, abrupt. I'm telling you, this is not like, oh, there's some musical scenes in here. If you took the music out of here, this would be like a 1 hour and like a lean 1 hour, 20-minute movie.
But
maybe 1 hour, 15 minutes.
This is also a movie told from two points of view, Arthur's and Harley Quinn's. There are 2 points of view in this movie, and the narrators are unreliable.
Yeah.
So if the movie would lose, unfortunately, the movie would lose a lot if you removed it. It is the strength and the weakness of the movie, a strength. And the main weakness and downfall of the movie is these musical numbers. You have to have them for the movie to be the movie it is, and yet you have a valid point.
Yeah.
You have a valid point about it damaging the movie.
And the tragedy is, as usual, if people would just listen to me, it's like all they needed was just to scale it down. Even your average Johnny Lunchpail would have put up with 2 or 3 musical numbers well done by Lady Gaga, and even Joaquin Phoenix, who can sing a little bit in character.
He can sing really well.
In character,
Not a terrible
He
singer.
sang in the Johnny Cash movie. He sang
that's
songs.
right. Yeah. Dark Knight of Hibernia, €2, didn't need a sequel. The boss needed more poon and blow. It's always a possibility.
Can't disagree.
All right. Now I have to subject you guys to. Oh God. Do we do the MCDM? I tell you what. I want to watch a little of this first. I hate these guys. Did you guys know? I don't hate it. Hate's too strong. I don't like these guys. They blocked me on Twitter a long time ago.
Who?
You'd think we played. You'd think we planned that. We did not. Who? And here's the thing. I'm not backing out on this one. Like Professor Dungeon Master, I know why you guys like Professor Dungeon Master. I like Professor
Did you ever
Dungeon
notice
Master.
that he is?
Notice? Yeah. We love Professor Dungeon Master. Bob the World Builder. I am coming around to Bob the World Builder. He has his faults.
I just want to know what he eats on his pizza.
Yeah, what do you eat on your pizza, Bob? That's all we want to know. Look, even Ginny D, I don't like her, comment, like what she said about like white guys and just being kind of a basic, you know what. But I will always give Ginny. She's a tourist in the RPG hobby, but she is a really good YouTuber.
She's an entertainer.
She's an entertainer. She knows how to do YouTube videos, and she's raking in the dough with like all these sponsorship deals. So I respect the hustle. Okay.
Are you out there, double bubble bubble gum? Are you listening?
Yeah.
We could use some sponsorships.
Tide Pods?
Yep. Tide Pods.
But these guys, I don't like them. They're called the Dungeon Dudes. See what you guys think.
Greetings. My name is Monty Martin.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin.
And we are the Dungeon Dudes. Welcome to our 2024 class guide to the Barbarian.
All right, so these guys have almost 500,000 viewers, and I've noticed, like, looking on their videos, they don't draw very well. I'm being a YouTuber, I can kind of sense now what good metrics are. Like, oh, you have this many subscribers. You should be pulling in this number of people per video as far as views. These guys, they don't draw any people on a lot of their like videos because they're fucking boring. Poofs too.
Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition.
We'll be taking an in-depth look at all of the class features, ability scores, equipment, subclasses, and build options to help you build a barbarian for your next D&D campaign.
I don't like
Do
them.
you think that sometimes people are subbed to something, they forget all about it, they get off of that like train, and they forget to unsub?
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Oh, look, it happens to me too. That's why I, generally speaking, for my channel my size, I hit above my weight. But yeah, that happens to every YouTuber. I mean, there's always like, oh, I like that channel, and then you stop watching. YouTube doesn't recommend it as much. Then pretty soon it doesn't recommend it at all.
Yeah, but you're still subbed.
You're still subbed, but what does that mean?
It means that they're still getting, if they lose their subscribers, they'll not be monetized anymore.
Yeah, but when you go onto YouTube, YouTube is a literal fire hose of videos. The algorithm is what recommends what you see on screen. Like it's not just random. It's like based on what videos they think you'll like based on your past viewing. Yeah.
Catch jumping at pickles.
There's a lot to discuss, so let's get rolling.
Oh God.
This week's episode of our show is sponsored by...
It's another thing I hate too. It's like a classic rookie mistake. So you do your stinger, like, hey, we're going to talk about this. And then you have to get right into it. Maybe this is why they don't get any freaking views on some of these videos. Oh, nice Care Bear shirt there too, dude. Love that.
Does he have something hanging out of his mouth?
Yeah, it's got this shit in his face.
Oh, it's pierced?
Yeah, it's pierced.
These guys have
Murgatroyd.
no presence whatsoever.
By the way, you're on camera. How about putting a collared shirt on? Why you gotta wear a t-shirt, man?
Hey, I got a t-shirt on. All right, well, that'll be all for Gavin Morgan, ladies. Give him a hand, everybody.
What the hell is going on here?
Snip that cord. Snip that cord.
Get that guy from the Apollo out here and groom him off the stage. What the hell?
I will say I've never worn a Care Bear shirt.
Not yet.
But these guys are dropping a fucking promo spot before they even get into their video. They told you what they're going to talk about. Oh, before we do that, we're going to have a 2-minute fucking video.
Are the
here.
creators of
Zerpaku? What is that
battle
even?
maps?
What's Zerpaku?
They have an amazing Patreon that you can subscribe to
tell you I
for
don't
full
need any of that
access to their
vampire
full
language.
archive of over 4,000
We don't talk vampire.
beautiful battle maps that are compatible with any VTT for only $5 a month.
Their maps are incredible and come in a
This might
large
be fun.
variety
If you like
of options.
Zerpaku,
And each
God bless
map
you,
actually has a variety of options built into them.
Each
Some of
map
them have
has a
different
variety of
color schemes.
options
Many
built
of them,
in.
you can choose what season they're in or whether they're night or day. It's great because Cheipaku maps.
All right, so this is like if somebody was telling you like there's channels that tell you like how to make YouTube videos, they would tell you like this is the wrong thing to do, because if you just stumbled on their channel, you're here for the barbarian class, and here you're getting sold something and it's not like 10 seconds long. It's like a minute, 2 minutes. The Edgelord, Gavin, do you see that?
I'm trying to show him, but he's looking in the wrong spots.
Can you read that? It says
Oh,
Gavin
thanks,
is my new favorite now. Jeez, Edgelord.
However, Patty just said Gavin just earned a trip to the asylum.
That's right, Patty.
That's too true. By what I just said, you can tell that like there's a reason I didn't get an invite for a couple years.
That's nothing to do.
That's not true. That's not true.
You work with virtually any virtual tabletop, from Roll20, Foundry,
Pink
Alchemy,
Hat.
Character
Hat.
Plus, Fantasy Grounds,
Oh,
anyone that
yes.
you can
Pink
think of,
Cthulhu.
you can use the Cheipaku maps on it.
Sacrilege.
All of them are available with walls
can
and
use
lighting
the Cheipaku
presets with the
maps.
Foundry VTT, letting
He
you
talks
just
funny.
get on with the action.
OGG
And
in
that's
the
cool.
house.
Sheipaku just keeps making more maps.
How you doing,
So when
OGG?
you're on their Patreon, there's fresh maps served up. every
Edgelord's
week
going to
for-
join you
for-
in the
for
asylum.
And
to
as I
steal
said,
validity
it's
by
such a
having a
great
Cthulhu
way
hat on.
to just have everything that you
It's like
could possibly
stolen
need
valor.
on tap.
These guys blocked
You
me
can
on
think of
you
it,
on
Cheipaku's
Twitter. Can
probably
you believe
still
that?
there.
Yeah, these two.
From
Why?
countless
And
know.
sovereigns to
Double D, they did you. a favor.
floating
That's
islands in
true.
the astral
It
plane.
should be one of those things where if
backs
you're
of
bigger
Titanic
or more
monsters,
valuable,
they've done
they
it.
should
They even
be
do
able to block
sci-fi
you, but
and
they're
like
not
other
giving it.
settings.
They have
so
to
if
suffer
you're
you.
playing
Yes.
in a different setting, Cheipaku might still be the right choice for you.
So again, sheipaku.com to get right on their whole archive or onto their Patreon.
Like Ginny D. Give Ginny D all credit. Like, she knows enough. This goes in the middle of your video. Once you've hooked them,
Right.
you put it in the middle, so they have to sit through it. They have nothing invested in your crappy ass video. You poofs.
I just keep thinking of what's that game with Pikachus?
Pokemon.
Yeah, that's not what I'm reading here. I'm reading Pokemon characters. Kapiku.
Chip. Chipuku, I choose you.
What is the thing that they're talking about? What is it
Maps.
for? Do they
It's
even
maps.
explain it? Oh, it's a
It's
map
maps.
making app or something?
Yeah, it's for like online games, like if you want maps.
You take rice, you throw it on a piece of paper, and then you draw outlines of the rice kernels, and there's your map.
I saw that video too.
We have the
there you
answer.
go.
We have the answer.
Yeah.
They're
Boom.
Canadian.
And then you can eat the rice after you're done. Solved it. Give me $5 a month. Ay, caramba.
All right, they're finally done with the
And
commercial.
now, onto this week's episode.
And now onto the
If your
video.
favorite way to solve problems is
Carrie.
through anger and violence, you're
You
going
should not be
to
wearing that
love playing a
Too cool for
barbarian.
you.
What,
This
yeah,
is
once
a
again,
wonderful
stolen,
class
like
for
stolen
players
valor. It's
who just
stolen
love
validity.
to
These guys are like
JP's got it. Check this out. He has a map making app. It's called a marker and a piece of paper.
There you go.
Damn
Yeah.
right.
Old school, dude.
Yeah.
Old school.
Got my Chessex Mega Mat. That usually does the jab.
crush their enemies, wield heavy weapons, and be big, loud, and obnoxious at the table.
We won't watch
the
all
Barbarian
this.
is one
trust
of
me.
the greatest entry points for people who are new to Dungeons and Dragons or
Did you know I didn't even realize there was a new set of D&D books out?
There is.
I didn't even realize that was happening.
We can get into that too.
Yeah.
We can
I
get
just
into
saved
that
myself
too.
$150.
fantasy role-playing games in general, because a lot of us have
Andy
that
Worski's
fantasy of just
cousin.
picking up the big weapon, running headfirst into combat, and destroying our enemies, and the Barbarian excels at that. We're going to be talking about some of the different archetypes that you might bring to life with the Barbarian, and you may want to consider one of the following classic options for your Barbarian.
First of all is the Destroyer. This comes to mind, I think,
Oh,
almost
listen.
for anyone who wants to crush their enemies and see them driven before them and hear the lamentations of all the fallen.
All the fallen.
Because
It's all the women.
Yeah, saying women is not
Yeah.
is awful.
Oh, I hate them even more.
Are you really allowed to kill people in the new D&D? I thought that would be outlawed by now.
You bake for them.
Trigger. Supposed to stick a flower in the barrel of their crossbow.
Triggered.
Dark Knight of Hibernia, 5-year-old Double D. Come on now. Why make fun of his voice when you could make fun of his numpty dumpty opinions? But why a pink hat, red glasses, and Care Bears?
Because he's not a serious person.
Yep.
Because he's not a serious person.
Yes. Exactly. But I'm telling you, I mean, these guys are so boring. And yet, like, you can't say crush your enemies, see them driven before you, hear the lamentations of the women. Everybody knows what you're talking about.
We also have
You're not
the
allowed to like
Guardian
them.
playstyle, which allows you to
true, yeah.
survive almost any onslaught your foes can muster while defending your allies. This is more of the Protector Barbarian who cannot be put down no matter how many arrows are shot into him or how many dragons bite him.
Now, barbarians have a really well-defined playstyle in class fantasy in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, but there's tons of room for creativity in how you roleplay your barbarian, how their rage manifests, and how they fight.
You're the reason we were all known as nerds.
Yeah, no, kind of refreshing in a way. Like they're still out there. Like, oh yeah, that's the reason why I still don't.
Yeah,
hit
totally
people.
self-unaware nerds.
We did not gatekeep hard enough. We didn't.
Yeah,
We didn't what?
Gatekeep hard enough. We should.
but these guys have a business. Like they got Chipeku, I choose you, as paying them good money. This is the state of the hobby. Everybody, please, Double D, make it stop. All right, I'll make it stop. Oh wait, Gavin, we got one for you. We got one for you. All right. Oh, here you go. No, here we go. Here we go. This is going to be a repeat for some of you, but it's quick. I promise. Listen, watch, learn.
I grew this so I wouldn't be perceived as a woman, and I grew these so I wouldn't be perceived as a man. And if that confuses or upsets you, mission complete. But if it doesn't, mission accomplished.
I seen.
Holy shit.
That coy wink, I love
Wow.
it.
I seen another video
Wow.
of his not too long ago. After this, I saw another one.
Oh, you saw another one?
There's another one of him standing up and kind of doing the same thing.
Send that to me if you would.
Wow.
Send me the link. I'd like to.
If I can find it, absolutely.
Didn't we just watch him at a grocery store?
Yeah.
That was his cousin. That was his cousin.
But no, this guy, this guy, dude, you're a dude. You got a penis, you're a dude. Sorry, not sorry.
Yep.
There's another one. He's standing and he's talking. More a short little thing, being snarky, but talking about why I got these, etc., misgendered me, blah blah blah.
Oh God.
Am I making you uncomfortable, America? Frankly, no, you're not anymore. This shtick is so old that it's not making me uncomfortable anymore. I've seen it a million times. No, frankly, you're not making me uncomfortable anymore. You're boring me and blocking the view.
It just makes me sad for the future.
Pardon?
It just makes me sad for the future.
Well, dude, I call me an optimist. God knows everybody does.
Yeah.
But I gotta believe that this is a situation in where people think it's more normal than it actually is because they have this bully pulpit called social media. I've got to believe that the overwhelming majority of people in the world still aren't like this. They're just people trying to pay their damn bills,
True.
But hey, I'm an optimist, man. I like to believe that. So I don't think that way about, but what about the next generation? I really hope that and I kind of still want to believe that the next generation isn't made up wholly of people like this.
Right. I tell you what, we have we all have kids, we have children.
Except me.
Except you. I am proud to see the generation that our children are in right now because they do have their heads on straight.
Oh yeah.
Well, the boys do. I'm really excited for this generation of boys because they're starting to realize everybody's been telling us since birth that we're the problem, especially white boys, and they're getting fucking tired of it. They're getting sick of it, and I don't blame them. Hold on, €2 super chat. Yeah, Dark Knight Hybrid quotes Conan, yet they fail the riddle of steel.
Yes,
exactly,
without a doubt.
Yeah, and Patrick Demo, great point. The fallen are dead, you dork. They can't lament. Yes, that's right. So obvious we missed it. Patrick Demo is always here to keep us grounded.
Find those details. Delves into details.
I hope they caught the guy, Patrick. Did they catch the guy? I hope so. All right, let's. I promised these guys an MCDM update. Now this MCDM is a train wreck of a game. Now look, he's resorted to hacking into my channel.
That was
trying
foul.
to last week, if you saw, he hacked into my channel, tried to sell his crappy ass miniatures, Money Matt.
On guard.
On guard.
I like that. I bought one.
But these people have no idea what this game is going to be. They raised $4.5 million on an idea.
Holy crap!
Oh yeah.
For a role-playing game?
All. Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
they didn't have a name for this thing.
We can't. Are you telling me we can't come up with an RPG that could get $4 million on?
Well, he had an audience before this.
Oh, okay.
That's what it takes. I'd be able to sell to these
Holy
people
crap!
in the chat.
$4 million?
Oh, dude, he makes $800,000 a year on Patreon
alone.
Yeah, that's just him private videos and releasing special early releases for the role playing game, test material and stuff. You got to join the Patreon. So
and he doesn't even know what his role playing game is.
Oh no, it's changed from die 6 centered. Now it's going to be die 10.
What's the genre? What is it?
Heroic fantasy. It's going to be it's going to be a little bit more like 4th edition D&D.
Okay, so
a little bit more tactical,
whatever. Fantasy, right?
Yeah.
That was my question.
But I don't like him.
Why would anybody?
He's a committed socialist, but like all good socialists, he made $4.5 million.
Yeah, man. I'm a socialist, but believe me, I'm exploiting the ugliest parts of capitalism. Wink, wink.
Well, it's as Money Matt said last week. He said it himself. It's socialism is good for the poors. It's not good for the VIPs like him.
Sure. Yeah.
So
all men, like Mark said, all men are equal. Some are more equal than others.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so this is his stooge, James Intricasso, who I don't have a real problem with, although he's just kind of a lesser version. So he gave this is only 4 or 5 days ago, I think. And they're treating the release of the name Draw Steel, because this thing was unnamed for a while, as news.
This is yet another Q&A for the patrons
That's what you came up with?
Draw Steel!
Whoa, there's a name now. There's a name.
Well, after so much secrecy, finally.
She seems sweet.
Finally.
I don't know
we
anything
can
about
talk
her, but she
about the
seems
name. And actually, you know what? I feel like the first question has to be, how did you land on the name? How did you come to the name Draw Steel?
We had a bunch of different names that we...
She drew it out of a hat. It's a terrible name. I mean, granted, I was not the market for this game, but I would... Like Tales of the Valiant for Cobalt Press, I wouldn't take if you offered it to me for free, but Tales of the Valiant... that's a good role-playing game name. I'm fine with that.
So take
Draw Steel is the name of the game, right?
It is, yeah.
All of this what you came up with is Draw Steel?
Yes.
Take it from this title right here. So there's no magic involved then?
No, there is. I think there is magic in the game, yeah.
There were
I think there is.
druids. What were those subclasses?
Talents or something,
Yeah.
wasn't there? Yeah, like like a talent.
Something like that.
Elementist. Wasn't
Yeah.
Myrna the Elementist? Myrna. Well, that's one of the miniatures. You don't understand, Gavin. They broke into our channel last week. Man, it was a bad deal.
Is it this dude that's on the screen right now? This is the man that broke into your channel?
We don't know.
No, it wasn't
I
him.
mean,
It was
is he
his
the
boss.
owner of the company?
No. It's his boss, Money Matt.
Okay.
I'll show you Money Matt in a moment.
Dude, I am reminded that what we should do is, and Kevin Smith did it best, find the guy's address.
Hold on, Double D.
Oh, go ahead. All right. Patrick Demo, $5. I hate making fun of someone's appearance, but I've definitely seen this guy in the Monster Manual under Ghoul. Ooh, ouch.
Yeah, there's something about his looks. I'm with
Thank
you
you,
right
Patrick.
there. I agree. There's something
He
about
looks like
that
a
dude's
young
looks.
Frankenstein.
He looks like a date rapist.
We got to show Gavin. I need control here for a moment.
You got it.
Crazymouse. I'm gonna pull. I'll pull because Crazymouse. You have to understand. He's not like big into the
Weather?
into the weather. Yeah, that's it. He's not big into like this RPG subculture stuff. Hold on one second here. I'll show you Matt. All right, so hold on one second.
Oh my God, that is him.
Yeah. So hold on 1 second. I gotta bring it up. Okay. Here he is.
If you hurry, she may still be alive. That is a great way to start your first adventure. Just pow, drop the players off in front of the dungeon, describe the entrance and tell them the stakes. Goblins and treasure inside. Just find the girl. Clear motivation. Maybe the simplest, most straightforward way to get started. Certainly the most old school way to get started. But is it the best way to get started? Well, that's up to you. But it's certainly not the only way to get started. Goblin raiders to their hideout.
Stakes.
It sits atop a hill. Within lies a host of
Was this
monsters
guy
and the girl they
communications
kidnapped.
major? Listen to the way he uses his voice.
I like how he did it. He did a little.
Excuse me, Double D, but was this man's major in college communications?
He did a little John Huston in Chinatown. Just find the girl, Mr. Kitts. He had that line in there. That's Money Matt. Broke into my channel. Do you want to see? I recorded it.
Well, you can see what Money Matt spends his money on, obviously. You know,
all right, so
Kit Kats.
hold on. I'm just going to do a little amuse-bouche for our friend Gavin here, because he did not see last week
This
when
really
Money
happened.
Matt. This really happened. He broke in.
This was my fault. I dropped the ball.
Yeah.
I hit the wrong button.
Verify.
All right,
I
so-
thought that word right there was verify.
Yeah. All right,
So I let him in.
All right, so I'm going to skip ahead. I recorded this. Let me 1 second here. I gotta make sure that we're. I'm just going to give him a little taste, just a little tiny taste.
Make sure you're not actually advertising for this dork steak.
I'll try not to here. I'll try not to. But oh man, it was craziness. Tell him, guys.
It was.
Was it not?
Well, when he started to break in, I went to go hit stop under the term X streaming, and it said stop, and then I thought it said verify. So I thought I was verifying the stop. Instead, I let him in. So this is actually my fault. And then when Rogan was trying to show me that it does not say verify, the damage was already done.
Yes. We fixed the glitch.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, so he's got a little friend, Mousecock. Yeah, they're tormenting me.
It's your old pal, Mousecock. Just checking in on this sleepy little corner of the culture war. I see our friend Double D has made nice with Bishop Buffro. Wise choice, Double D. Wouldn't want to see you get chokeslammed through that gaming table. But let's talk turkey. The Mouseco stock, it's not doing so well. In fact, it's falling faster than Tim Waltz's testosterone level. I admit we might have made a mistake with our Groomers and Griffins role-playing game. In fact, we only had one big buy, and that was from the California public school system. Other than that, people hated it. But we're always on the lookout for people that are doing it right.
Here he comes.
And I think I found just the guy. This guy could sell ice to an Eskimo. He really knows how to squeeze his fans. So we're taking notes. You know him. You love him. Say hi to Money Matt.
We are making more crap for our spruce goose of a role-playing game. Hi folks, Money Matt here from MCDM. By now, you already know what Draw Steal is. It is our fantasy role-playing game that we have built from the ground. There it is!
Can you press pause for a second?
Yeah. Profitable and fun. Draw suckers and steal their money.
That's what it sounds like?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on here? I'm confused.
Yeah.
Are you guys wearing the same shirt?
No, it's a black T-shirt. Good Lord.
I got
come
you.
on.
From Old Navy?
It's not Old Navy. This one's from Express. 10 years old at least.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
All right, one last thing here.
What else could you possibly need? Well, if you think about it, the one thing that you will need for the MCDM game Draw Steal is miniatures, of course. These minis are going to be fun. You're going to get an initial set of 5 iconic MCDM minis for just $39.
Look at this. I can't believe he did this.
Sir John, the Bland. Myrna, the Elementist. Goobles, the Dwarf. That's my personal favorite. He is the cut-up of the group, and he is so funny. You get King Omar, the Afflicted. And, of course, his wife, the good Queen Booby, the Unbalanced. Not only that, each miniature comes with its own QR code.
This happened, people. Last week, I was able to wrangle it this time. Last week, it was an invasion.
Well, I mean, you could put a positive spin on it and say, imitation is the highest form of flattery, man.
So go back and watch the rest of
this guy's a scumbag, dude.
Oh, isn't he?
Listen, don't break into anybody else's
Q&A
podcast.
for the
I'm not
patrons
saying,
of-
and I'm saying this to you. It's impolite and it's wrong. And it's bad business. Maybe Money Matt should figure out that, including the people sitting right here, everybody involved here is a potential consumer of your good, dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not insult us.
Don't break into my channel, please.
Period.
Yeah.
I mean, you're insulting everybody here by doing this, and it's rude. And I encourage. I don't think I have to do this, but I seriously encourage your listeners: don't give this guy a red goddamn cent, and tell everybody you can not to give him any money either.
That's right. Well, I'm doing my part.
You know,
it's like the Starship Troopers. I'm doing my part.
Yeah. Right. I mean,
every video I make on this guy, he has the worst by far the worst fans in the world.
And like I said, you showed who that guy is. Oh my God, dude! Seriously,
Crazy.
That guy had to be a communication major. Nobody talks like that. Either that or he was a DJ at one point in his life. And I mean like a wedding DJ, the worst form of life.
Preach it, Gavin.
Yeah, I mean, this is this dude's. Look, for one thing, dude, you're clearing $4 million. You're supposed to be a real businessman, and you're pulling this Bush stuff.
Dark Knight of Hibernia, Money Matt 2, Electric Boogaloo. That's right. All right, why is it?
She's a gamer from New Zealand.
One was Vanquish, which
Says,
actually
our family.
Oh, New Zealand. Yeah, she's got that. All right, oh, yeah. Here. He's going to talk about the. Going to talk about the names here. Draw Steel. Okay. Oh, come on now. What are we doing here?
Names of several other RPGs and board games and stuff we would like to make after we make Draw Steel. But Draw Steel was a game where we knew what we wanted it to be, but we didn't know what the name was going to be. And so we did the same. It was the same process that we had for Flea Mortals and Where Evil Lives, where we all had we had a document where we were all coming up with names. Now, one of the things to know about Matt Colville is he is an author, right? And has been for years and years, and has a very good brain and a talent and experience with coming up with good names for things, right? And so many of the names that make it onto the final
Press
list
X to doubt.
are ones that he suggested. And in this case, Draw Steel was one of those, along with a couple others. One was Vanquish, which actually our artist Grace had come up with, and we were like, oh, that might be cool. There's a lot of RPGs that are coming out with.
So the artist came out with a better name called Vanquish.
Right.
But Matt Colville said, no, you know what? I kind of like Draw Steel. Draw Steel really speaks to me. And then everybody was like, oh, yeah, that's a great name, Matt. For sure, that's a great name.
How many months did it take him to come up with Draw Steel? How long?
Half a year, over half a
My
year.
God, and that's what you came up with? And by the way, I'm not sure it's original. I have a weird memory of an old game that was called Draw Steel. I don't even think it's an original title.
That would be something.
Yeah, but it rings a bell in the back of my head from like way back in the 80s. I'm not sure it's an original title for an RPG.
Draw Steel.
Oh, no.
Says
Do it like
word.
he does. It's called Draw Steel. Doesn't that title excite you?
It's a great game.
Coming up next is Stuck in the Middle with You by Steelers Wheels.
Sort of
for one thing, the guy's simple. It's simply this: he's rude, and I mean, I don't buy that.
Yeah.
If you're look, whether it's a hobby or not, you're spending your time doing this, and time is valuable. To just cut in on somebody's fucking rude.
Man.
It's just simple bad manners.
It was awful.
Patrick, you are correct.
Right? And so,
I fear for my channel.
And then what happens is we vote. Right, like the staff votes.
Oh, we vote
at the end, and so
we all get a quarter of a vote. Matt Colville gets 100 votes.
Most of the staff.
Guess who won?
Steel, and that's how it came about.
I'm telling you, straight up, that artist. I mean, they're probably a kook too, but Vanquish is a much better game. Name. It's a much better name.
It says a lot of what the
Matt has had good brain.
Matt has good brain.
You're wrong, but there are 90s games called Living Steel. And there was another one called Disciples of Steel.
Maybe Disciples of Steel, because actually I think I kind of remember that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Game is about
this. I mean, this would be from a time where like this game you may not even be able to find anymore. This is a predating the internet type deal, you know. But I'm not even sure that's an original title, and it's not a good one. I mean, did it really take you that many months to come up with Draw Steel? Good Lord.
I mean, we're pretty much stealing their money, so it kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, right. And
giving them a shitty game that they're going to have to wait 4 years for, hey.
And by the way, a much better title for a pirate-based RPG than a fantasy-based RPG.
Yeah, I could almost see that, yeah. Dark Knight of Hibernia, €2.
Oh, it's Draw Irons.
Matt Lander coming down the aisle with Draw Steel. That's the name that we came up with. It's a great name. Yeah. It rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Draw
and all his
Steel.
followers took the wieners out of their mouths and agreed.
Young Frankenstein approves. That's a good one there. He does kind of look like young Frankenstein. Go ahead. You can throw that.
It was
yeah, I'll read that from Sean. Sean always gets a free read. Snake Oil Sean. That dude on the right has survived a necromancer.
Agreed.
Remember when in Star Wars when he's zapping him and he turns into an old man?
Oh, and yeah, the Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
I'm an old.
Yeah. Kind of looks like that
me.
right there.
Yeah, he does.
Anakin, help me.
Anakin, help me. I'm so weak. I'm so weak. So weak. Yeah, and then, bah! Had you fooled, bitches. Remember we were in the theater alone watching that movie?
Oh, absolutely. That was one of the best.
Yeah, we enacted that scene like we had it was like the last day Revenge of the Sith was in the theaters, and we had the theater to ourselves.
We were the only people there.
Yeah, it was. I think it was just me, Crazymouse, and Gavin.
But yeah, by far the most fun I've ever had in a movie theater. That was just an incredible.
Yeah, we were acting out lines.
Oh yeah,
we were
out
being,
of our seats.
Yeah, being real
full blown LARPing.
Yeah, real gadabouts. Yeah,
it was really fun. It was a lot of fun.
Jeff from Denkar, 5 Canadian. And if he was being a little more honest, it would have been called Suckers and Charlatans, the Hucksters Special Edition. Exactly, Jeff from. Exactly.
That dude's a dime store phony, and you can tell by his voice. This Minuteman might, or Madman Matt, or whatever his
Money
name
Matt.
is. Money Matt.
Money Matt.
You can tell he's a dime store phony by the way he talks.
If he were here, he would say, "Why are you calling me a phony? I'm not a phony. I make games.
Because listen to your own voice.
People like, and then they give money to my Patreon, and I get $800,000 a year on Patreon."
And in a way, this is why I say to people who say, making money's really hard. I mean, I point to a guy like this and said, "This guy raised $4 million."
It's not
holy
him.
crap.
Yeah. Money Matt, but
that's what I'm talking. I
his,
am referring to
this
Money
is his
Matt.
flunky.
Right. I am referring to Money Matt in this situation. I mean, look, if this guy can if people are willing to give this guy $4 million,
yeah,
Holy
squeak,
moly.
Matt Rats, squeak, squeak. Patrick Demo, instead of screaming "power," this guy screams "double zeros, baby."
That's quite a battle cry. I'm in for it. That or
Overkill Joe. Unlimited double zeros, baby. Keep them coming, guys.
Now there's no roll to hit on this.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, you'd love that, Gavin. There's no
Whoa,
roll
whoa,
in this
whoa,
game. You always hit.
Wait,
I attack your character. You automatically hit.
Yep.
Then what do you roll? Double zeros.
Unlimited hit points.
And the dice again is what? It's a D20, but it only goes from 1 to 10.
Oh yeah. He had we forgot to tell you.
Yes.
Before the miniatures, those horrible miniatures he was trying to sell on through my channel. He actually had a legit dice Kickstarter, selling 3 dice. They're the old die 20s that only roll up to 10 twice.
Okay,
because their game is die 10. $30 for 3
For 3 dice. $10 a die.
We had a theory about those dice and why they were die 20s but only had 10 on them.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, like back in the day, they would make 2 for Super Bowls, like 2 shirts.
Yeah.
Steelers,
Case one, yeah.
congratulations.
You have to
world
have them both
champions.
ready to go.
Dallas, congratulations, world champions. And then the one that doesn't get used, they just send to Africa. Like, I feel like that's what happened with these die 20s.
He bought the surplus Africa.
He just
Cut out dice.
We got all these dice that are all just mismarked. I'll take them.
Yep.
If that is true, actually, then I have to take back what I said about him.
Matt,
because
he's a good businessman.
Yeah, because that's pretty savvy.
Matt, I got a deal here. I just found a deal. It's 2 cents for 20 pounds. Buy them all. How many pounds? 1,000 pounds.
Yep.
Buy them all.
Believe me, these idiots will buy anything.
Buy them up. I'll give it to my suckers. Oh, I mean my patrons. They'll buy anything from me.
And by the way, for this guy who has a great following, he doesn't respect your money, man. He doesn't respect you. I mean, he is way overcharging on 3 days.
Oh, that can't be. He's a committed socialist.
He has he has
times. He loves poor people.
Idea the value of your money, man. $30 for 3 dice.
That's a steal.
To him, it's
Steal's
hey, look,
the right word.
Hey, my opinion, like, but I'm not a commie rat. My thing is like, hey, whatever you can sell to people and they're willing to buy, you go. So that part of me says, yeah, if people want to buy it, rock on. It's just he's such a hypocrite because he did say like many times, I'm a socialist. He still posts about it on Twitter. He's a fucking red. He's a complete commie bastard. But he seems to love capitalism because, man, he is a multimillionaire because of capitalism. I don't see him giving his money to any Haitian immigrants.
Well, he doesn't respect the people who are his patrons, obviously. He wouldn't if he's charging $30 for
Hey, if
they'll
buy him. Hey, if they'll buy him at that price. Hey. Hey, look. Like I said, I don't mind the hustle. I just hate the hypocrisy. And he's a jerk, too.
A fool with money.
Breaking into my channel.
A fool with money ain't hardly a fool at all.
Yeah. Oh, but, I will say this. I hate his fans. I've made a couple of videos on him. Look, all I did on one video, I just said, hey, here's Matt Colville. Like him or not, this is what he said. And of course, he hates white people, all that stuff. He's just a committed lefty loser. And that's all I ever do in those videos is, all right. And then at the end, I think I'll say, you make up your mind. Does this change? You let me know in the comments below, blah, blah, blah. I never said like, don't support Matt Colville. He's a jerk. I'm just saying, hey, here's the information. Do with it what you will. I still get every week. I get a series of messages on those old videos, and they're all like these sycophants of his, these super fans. His fans are mentally ill. They are mentally ill.
We had
like a large portion of them.
Was it last week we had a troll on? Pop it in there and we had some comments, or was it the week before that?
It might have been the week.
It was the week. It wasn't last week.
Yeah.
It was actually. I don't even think the week before. I think it was the week before.
But
that.
didn't we determine he was kind of on the up and up?
Well, was his name
Henry?
Henry.
Yeah.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But then there was another guy that came in and trolled, and I banned him. But I also banned Surly at the same time.
That's right.
Because I read
the name wrong.
He's a pillar. He's a pillar of the inner circle.
I just read the name wrong.
1 second here.
But I was freaking. I had like a 6-shooter that day. I was like, if you just upset me in any way, I was banning you.
Dice Tales. I think you're the one that won the the card from the deck of many triggers. My card. And I was going to autograph it. If you want it, I am putting my email in here. Last call. I think you won this thing like a month ago.
That is correct.
So if you want me to send it to you, just hit me up at that email address there. If not, that's fine too. I mean, I don't worry about it. I'm not like insults or anything. Sometimes people are just like, I don't want it. Because if you don't, I don't know, either I'll re-raffle it or something like that. Go ahead, pick up
we got some
Patrick's.
Patrick Demo action.
One fan said he'd buy Colville's used toilet paper. Yeah, I put that, and it was on a live stream, Patrick. I remember I had that on replay. Yeah, that's dedication. Ugh. Yeah, this one YouTuber said, "I love Matt Colville. He's the best. If Matt Colville sold his used toilet paper, I'd probably buy it." Yes. That is not an exaggeration.
Yes,
that is a quote, and I will find that quote.
I got a quote from the Edgelord. I swear. Gavin is Jim Ross of OSR. He's got to come in,
hang
out often.
You're talking like Jim Ross, the wrestling,
guy.
Yeah, wrestling. JR. All right, that's high praise there, Gavin.
High praise. Hey, thank you. Listen, I don't particularly feel like any shoot buddy, and my friends will back me up here. I don't necessarily think anybody should necessarily listen to me. And my friends will back me up on that. So if you're willing to, I'm more than happy, and I really do appreciate your
What are you plugging your own podcast?
No, I really appreciate.
I remember our friend Craig, like you were going off one time, just ranting on something, and Craig was just smiling, and he just kind of shook his head. He's like, he said to me, he's like, people would pay money to hear that. Like he's like, he doesn't understand. People want to hear stuff like that. It was just you like ranting about something and another thing and another thing.
Right. I remember that because I said that a lot. I said another thing a lot.
We can definitely rotate Gavin in a little
but like
bit
I
more
said,
often,
I mean,
for
that's
sure.
honest.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I say things people want to listen to or that it's necessarily important. So when people say that, yeah, I really appreciate it. It's
Yeah, but I don't say anything that's important. Oh, bull. I'm just here to
why
read
would
the
anybody
chat.
listen?
Maybe we'll do maybe we can have a dedicated show. Like, I don't know. We'll start out like maybe like once a month. Work you in.
Yeah.
Put you through your paces, war hero.
Well, we'll see.
If you want.
Yeah.
It's all up to Gavin too. Remember, like he's got his own stuff going on. So
His own podcast on Wednesday.
Got his own podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. No
Just
way.
has to tell.
Look, you guys are having me into your homes on a Wednesday. I try not to be a guest that is ungrateful.
Gavin, I don't think you understand how many people are listening right now.
Well, I don't know how many.
2.2 million.
To this day.
Panther.
Yeah.
Back me up on this
Verified,
shit, yo.
Panther verified it.
Panther's our statistician on this stuff.
Yeah.
We have over 100 live, right now. Which you may think but for like YouTube, that's actually like a lot.
Oh no,
a lot of these people like show up like every week.
It could be 3.
But this will probably get like 1,500 to 2,000 views in the after. Like
But
people.
It could be 3.
100
But
million.
I mean,
Right
you're taking your valuable time to listen
Gavin.
to something I have to say. So I'm grateful for that alone.
Yeah, he is. He's very
Panther. 100 million.
100 million. Yep.
100 million.
Verified.
Verified.
Panther
Cal
verified
says
it.
add double zeros, baby.
This gets watched, in all seriousness, thousands of times.
Yeah, I mean,
Plural.
Yeah, I just want to say, I mean, if you're sitting there and you want to listen, I'm very grateful for that because I don't necessarily consider. I don't know if I'd actually tell people to listen to me.
Well, while all the people
We're forced to.
watching right now, coming in and coming going, it doesn't cost anything. Hit that like button.
However,
Hit that like button.
Don't let what I said keep you from seeing that movie. It is worth seeing.
He makes a good case for it.
Now back to the show.
Panther
Snake oil
also, one other thing, though, before we get to snake oil, making it rain, people all around the world are listening to us. South Africa's represented. Australia's represented.
Oh, yeah. Get a lot from Australia.
Yeah.
There's
Look,
just
and to get back to
few
the
Aussies.
topic,
And they're all fantastic people.
Before the topic.
Hold on one second.
Hold on one second. Make it rain.
One second.
okay.
We gotta acknowledge
gotta pay the bills.
our patrons. These are the free patrons. What are you doing there?
It's right there.
What are you doing? Snake Oil Sean.
banned
5 memberships. Thank you so much, Snake Oil Sean.
Thank you.
Very
It
generous
is much
as always,
appreciated,
Snake
buddy.
Oil.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So, somebody said, DJ Widget, did he call Harley Quinn a damn Jezebel? Is he talking about you? Gavin?
I didn't.
Thought maybe you snuck that in there. She is a Jezebel, man.
But for real, Harley Quinn is a character that I cannot bear until this movie.
Margot, how did she make that character made Margot Robbie unsexy?
The worst in in all of Western culture, the worst character in my opinion ever created. I mean, it's like the designer of that character wanted to create something built to annoy everybody.
I gotta say though, it was created for the animated series.
Yeah,
it was.
I believe Margot Robbie's version of it was pretty close to true to the animated Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah, Jim. Her there is nothing wrong with her performance. It's a bad character. Her performance within the parameters of this bad character were perfect. She's a perfect Harley Quinn.
She is.
She is what she is. However, the character itself is horrifyingly annoying until this movie.
Past it.
Until this movie.
I love her.
Oh, I do too. Yeah, you can just watch Wolf of Wall Street and
Beautiful and has
kicks that
acting
way.
talent. And has acting talent.
All right. So we promised these guys a little MCDM drip.
Yeah, let's hear it.
You can do a lot of things in this role-playing game, but
let's hear
one of
the
the
lich.
main hooks is that you are fighting monsters, and we don't want to hide that. We want that to be up front. We want people to know that, so that if you don't want to play a game about fighting monsters, you're not sucked in by a title like My Little Pony, for instance. And we came up with it before the backer kick campaign, right? And if you look back at the backer kick campaign, you can see that we use the words draw steel in a bunch of different places. And we've used it in other marketing updates and things like that. And someone on this call, who shall remain nameless, he may have leaked it on a stream by accident previous to this. So that's the name. A lot of people caught on to those hints, so kudos to you if you did.
Did I do that?
Yeah, Draw Steel's the name we're all excited
Did I
over.
do that?
So grateful that we can say it. We generally don't keep any secrets at
Looks
MCDM.
like
So
James J. Bullock under the effects of a withering spell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's like Tom Hanks, like Philadelphia.
Yeah.
He's got, yeah.
But still trying to be the ebullient James J. Bullock.
James J. Bullock has had like AIDS for like, I think he's had AIDS for longer than Magic Johnson, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
He's still around. God bless him.
Yep.
Yeah. Monroe.
it's really hard for all of us, and some of us in that endeavor.
You've also just come back from Gen Con, which is MCD.
When did you record this? I swear to God, guys, I took this from their channel. This thing was released 5-6 days ago. You can check it out for yourself. Don't do that now, of course, after the stream. But I was wondering, like, this is old news. Why are they releasing this? Maybe they just got lazy?
Now, hold on. He just got back. Maybe he walked. We don't know any.
Hit your own rim shot there. You got to hit your own rim shot there, Crazymouse.
He just got back. She's probably saying, like, you just. Did she say it, like, inquisitively? Like, you just got back?
You just got back?
Statement. Yeah. She's doing investigative reporting.
MCDM's first kind of real foray into convention appearances.
Behind his headphones is a canister with orange and blue on it. Is that a barrel of monkeys?
It looks like Play-Doh.
I don't know.
It's hard. It is a cylindrical.
It is a barrel of something.
Is it Jenga, maybe? I know Jenga has sold that because it looks like an orange container with like a red rope.
But Jenga is square, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I've bought ones that come in like
In a circle?
like a tube, like an orange tube.
Okay.
But I'm not saying you're wrong there. You could very well be right. I'm just saying that's.
I'm going with that one. I'll double that one.
Yeah. I think
it's
a barrel of monkeys. He flew Spirit, says Dice Tales.
It's
a tower of power, says Edgelord.
He doesn't seem cool enough to have a barrel of monkeys in the picture with him.
Yeah.
You just got back from Gen Con?
And boy, are my arms tired.
Fun. They ran the game both in a first experience hall, so there were like people who didn't know what MCDM
we could have seen these
Draw
guys,
Steel was,
Rogan.
And they sat down and played it, and we got feedback from
I'm
them.
not.
And then there were also people
Really?
who like knew what they were getting ahead of time, were excited to come to Gen Con to play some Draw Steel. And we also got feedback from those folks. So it was a great time. We met a lot of people and a lot of fans of the game. Took a lot of video footage. Our production team was there. It was great. It seems like it was a blast. I had FOMO the whole time, it was really incredible. We had this adventure that was written by Sadie Lowry, right? They previewed one of the encounters from that, and it had these big, beautiful maps printed out made by Kyle Latino, and so we got to throw those down.
Excuse me, Kyle Latine X. Thank you.
On the table. I believe Kyle was at the show also selling his stuff. All in all, it was a great time for the folks who did go to Gen Con, and I have gotten the full report that it was awesome and amazing, and everybody had a blast. So hopefully, we're assessing now, like, was that worth it? Was it the right thing to do? Was it the way to go? But I can say that everybody felt like it was really, really exciting when they were there, and was really happy to be there. So that's good.
Apart from releasing the name, having your first huge convention appearance. You've also, since the last time we talked,
Somebody
done
got
a
it.
big playtest packet release for patrons, as we've touched on a little bit. Ton of questions about kits that I want to pass on to you. So Mitchell Stevenson is excited about kits. Their tactician loves them already. And Mitchell is wondering about how kits will grow from here and scale throughout leveling up.
Kits are definitely going to continue to be part of the game. In terms of how they're going to
ceiling.
Isn't that one of those like body language tells like you're lying, like he's lying, like if you keep looking up like that.
looking for the answer to God.
God help me. I have to lie my ass off here. Yeah.
Don't strike me with lightning.
Benjamin, and you are correct. It's the lighting, because I don't think her teeth are yellow.
Yeah, they're probably just normal.
It's just I think it's the lighting that's making.
Yeah,
her
she
teeth look yellow.
she looks like a sweetheart.
Yeah, the light is washing out her features.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, you're going to see more caster kits. You might see
Castor Troy, castor oil.
Castor oil. I always thought I'd be dealing with castor oil a lot more than I actually was growing up. Weren't you? Like for Little Rascals?
Because of Little Rascals, like something you would encounter somewhere in your life, but I don't know if I've ever even seen a bottle.
Have you guys?
Of it.
Like, have you ever?
I was in a cult.
That's how about your mom had a bottle.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think my grandmother had a bottle somewhere in her house.
Castor and
back when
Pollux
she lived somewhere else.
Troy. Yep, snake oil. You are correct with that. That's face off.
Crazymouse for the win.
Mm.
We had to line up and drink that shit.
Really? You actually had to take it?
Castor oil?
Yes.
The stuff from Spanky and Buckwheat?
Yeah. What did it taste like?
Garbage.
Like
we had to wash it
chemically?
down. We
Like
had to wash
what?
it down with sand.
Was it like
AKA
wheat germ?
AKA wheat germ.
Wheat germ, yeah.
But like, what did it? Was it like chemically?
It was
Did it
bitter.
taste rotten?
It was bitter. It had a very foul smell to it. I mean, but you were used to it.
I had no idea.
But you were used to
What plant
it.
is that from? Plant. It's from a plant.
Castor.
Right?
I think there's a castor plant.
Isn't that the where isn't like ricin made from that too?
Oh.
I always
All I know is
poison
ricin's in like the pit of like peaches or something, or pecans. That's how.
Oh, that's
you like it.
cyanide or strychnine or something like that, isn't it?
Ricin got a big revival from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And
I put it in that stevia crap.
And he
you're
and he gets it from peach pits or something, doesn't he? Or some kind of pit of some.
That I don't know. I remember he poisoned a kid from a flower seed, but I don't know if it was from a peach. I don't know about the ricin.
Yeah.
Cal grows castor beans. Yes, it's poisonous. Okay.
Castor beans. There you go. All right, cool, man. Mystery solved. Castor oil.
I never get sick.
It
worked.
She created a Superman.
But I also used to
unwittingly.
eat tinfoil. What the fuck's retsin? Like I used to eat that shit all the time.
That's the stuff in certs, isn't it?
Yeah, no kidding. That was our treats. Was certs with retsin.
With retsin.
Oh, and the other thing that we used to eat, we weren't allowed to have sugar, so we had to have saccharin.
Right.
Which causes cancer.
And was terrible tasting. Yeah.
Saccharin was the worst. We had to, and we weren't allowed to have sweetener in our iced tea. It was sweetened by the sun, as my mom would say, and that's why she brewed it outside.
Oh, it tastes terrible.
See, all these things came together to create the superhuman that you are, the super mouse that you are.
I'll say that. I do. I seriously, I never get sick.
No.
Edgelord, Crazymouse is like Rasputin. Can't kill him.
Like Wayne Fonts for all you Detroit Lion fans from back in yesterday.
Cannot kill him.
Every time that guy was on death's door for he's gonna get fired if he doesn't win this game, he'd pull it out.
Yep. Dice Tales, ricin, not retsin.
No, it was retsin. Starts with retsin.
Good
Yeah,
Lord.
everybody always asks, like, yeah, but what is retsin?
It's like little.
It's like what? Oh, but what are electrolytes? You know,
what's the economy?
It's what my body craves. It's what Brondo craves. Yeah.
Psionic kits because so in the packet it says like the talent is probably going to be in a future product. We determined this week this is how things change. The talent is actually going to be in the core probably. So you're going to see
with
kits
retsin.
that are appropriate for the
100%.
talent. Right? We are planning on right now that kits will not level up with you. What the way a kit levels up is you
taste
find
Sen-Sen?
treasures, right?
Have
So
you guys
let's
ever
say
taste Sen-Sen? It's mentioned in a Billy Joel song. It's an old breath freshener, and it's just these little black chunks.
Get on,
And
Mike there.
They taste worse than soap. It tasted
really?
worse than soap.
We used to have to eat soap.
When you swore?
Yeah, wash your mouth out with soap, and it was like a full, like you did.
I never had to do that.
A nun did
parents
that to
never
me
made
for
me.
swearing in school. And this was back in the day when the soap they had was that powdered stuff.
Mm.
And that's what she washed my mouth out with. It's terrible, man.
Retsin sounds awful.
Retsin's
Holy cow.
It's like if you're eating
Dice Tales, the sweet-smelling carcinogen.
Ain't that the truth? The other thing we used to have to eat all the time, it was called brewer's yeast. And
Yes, I've heard of this as well.
My mom would put it in like all the recipes, and she used to think that we didn't know. Like, oh, what's that? This spaghetti sauce tastes a little bit different than like Aunt Rosie's. Oh, it's just different. It was brewer's yeast.
Brewer's yeast.
Yeah,
Well, I think that's what they give. Like, that's what you have to incorporate into your diet if you're a vegetarian, because you're never going to get enough protein. So they dump that shit in there.
Partially dehydrated cottonseed oil, copper glutamate, and flavor.
Oh God.
So
What, the
That's
little,
Retsin?
little specks inside of Retsin. That's what Retsin
Yeah.
inserts is. That's what Retsin is.
The big
copper
treat
glutamate
is if there was a fruit flavored certs. There was like peppermint,
Yes, there was.
spearmint, and there was a red one, and it was fruit flavored, and that one was the treat.
Yeah. The fruit flavored ones were like white with different colored specks in them. weren't
Yeah.
they? Yeah.
But
those
the
are good.
packaging was red.
Right.
Like
And
it
they're
was
good.
white in the like the
Yeah.
you know the
Right.
different the colors. It was red.
Much like the orange Tic Tac. It was very good.
Now you got me thinking of fruit stripe gum, the zebra fruit stripe gum.
That's now discontinued.
But probably the best of the 30-second gums
Oh,
is
yeah,
fruit
yeah,
stripe
for
gum.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh man, you were 30 seconds in heaven, man.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
You
like
go through a
kissing
whole
your first
pack- you go
girl. It
through a
only
whole
lasted like, you know.
A whole
It's
pack
30
would only
it's only
last you
30
like,
seconds,
like
but man,
3
it's good
minutes, and
gum.
your mom would be like, "Where? I just spent in, whatever, 10 cents on that. Where did it go? It's gone."
Yeah, it's got no flavor.
Yeah.
Flavor all gone,
No
mom.
flavor left.
Patrick Demo, $2. I do love how amused he is with himself. See, Patrick, I think he is bullshitting.
That's why he keeps looking up.
I think there is a potential book here
There's a
about
lie.
how much of a train wreck this is behind the scenes, because they had no idea what they were doing, and they're just kind of winging it now, making like as I've said before, just a Powered by the Apocalypse clone. Sean says Vegemite comes from brewer's yeast. Ooh, boy.
Oh boy.
He
There
just
you go.
smiled
Yeah.
and gave me a Vegemite sandwich.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, protein. It's a
Thank you,
protein
Sean.
substitute.
Dice Tales
Yeah.
he's our resident cyanide expert. Apricot pits have cyanide.
There you go. There you go.
Apple
yeah.
seeds do as well.
Apple seeds have arsenic.
Arsenic. My
Yep.
apologies.
JP's on that top of
Have
that.
you had
We have a
Vegemite?
bunch of assassins.
I was
in
gonna
there.
say
I
we
like
got
that.
some
Yeah, I
some
like
guys.
Some real killers in here.
I like it.
I don't know if these guys ever send me some baked goods.
Don't eat
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna give it to
I don't
a
trust- you
cat
know
or
who I would
something.
trust?
Have you ever had Vegemite, DD? Oh, that's not. It's not tasty.
I
It's
wouldn't
not
think
tasty.
so.
It
From what
is-
everything I've heard.
It is like a savory jelly. It is interesting, and it is dark green.
Ew.
Dark green.
Grody. Grody to the max, as they
acquired
used to
taste.
say.
Although the girl on this video probably loves it. It's an Australian type.
Delicacy.
New Zealand product.
Oh yeah, I bet you she does.
She probably can't wait to get some.
Probably eats it in a very
get some
dignified way.
Yep. Yeah, probably can't wait
With
to
her
get some
pinky up when
Vegemite. No
she's on the
bother.
fork.
Yes, yes.
You have a kit that allows you to use heavy armor.
I
That
think they have
means if you
kits in this
find
game which
some
are like
magic
classes.
Heavy armor,
I don't know.
Then you can use.
That's what
that
kits
kit.
are.
If you
I
don't
just say
have
I
a heavy
hit the
armor
thing
kit,
and
you
I hit
can't
it.
use that magic heavy armor.
This is your RPG.
Similarly, if you find a,
Let's let
you
it
know,
run a little bit because these guys get
psionic
mad if we don't
spear.
if we
you
stop it
have
literally
a,
every
kit that
5
allows you to
seconds.
use
So
a pole
we'll let it go a
arm,
little bit
right?
and then I'll explain.
Then you can use that spear. If you don't, you can't use that spear. So that's how kits are going to level up, right? Is that they have the slots for the treasure that you find, and that's how it will increase, right? And like what you can assume is that a heavy armor kit generally gives you more stamina, right? So magic.
Oh, hold on, JP. I know this because I drink it a lot. So does grape High C or Kool-Aid.
So does pistachios.
Yes, grape Kool-Aid. You're right. It does, man.
Oh,
it
for
does.
sure. Yeah, I'll start drinking it, and then like a day later, like
that artificial purple flavor. It does. There's something about it.
It interacts
color.
with like there's like some sort of
comes out
reaction.
green. There's no doubt about it.
A whole bag of Oreos would do that too.
He knows from his shame.
You're gonna have a problem with a lot more than just the color of your poop if you sit down and eat a whole bag of Oreos.
That is true. That is true.
All right, so the hitting all the time. Yes, you do, because as these guys have said before, you don't want to sit around, for 10 minutes, or no, they always say 20 minutes doing nothing just to get up, have it be your turn, and then miss, so you're doing nothing. This way, you hit all the time. It's just a matter of how much damage you do. If you are waiting 20 minutes in between your turns, you have the worst DM ever.
Oh, absolutely.
You should not be waiting 20 minutes in between.
Yeah. Or you got too many people at your table.
Yeah. But look, sometimes like missing is like dramatic, and as we've said before, it affects the story and all that stuff.
It's changed
and
the
it's
direction
organic.
so
Yeah,
many
it
times.
changes the direction of our world.
It has. It has been paramount to some remarkable changes.
How about the simple joy of rolling those cool dice?
Yes.
I mean, why do you have to get so complicated? One of the great things about this game that's always been is rolling them cool dice.
But you can't
Why
have
would you remove that?
You can't have a cool concept, especially in a game like this, and be like everybody else. You have to have the gimmick, and this is part of the gimmick.
Yeah.
As insane as it is, you don't roll to attack. Are you serious? I'm always going to hit. Oh, cool.
Yep.
But no, they're not right. They're not rolling. 5 d4s plus whatever. They're rolling 2d8.
It's a really
2d10 per.
Yeah, it's boring. Powered by the
It is.
Apocalypse. There's 3 levels of success. Blah level, the lowest, and then a middle, and then a high. It's just strictly done with averages. Like, it seems like the most boring game. Like Powered by the Apocalypse, I don't like that system. Everybody likes it because it's so versatile. It's for lazy people who don't want to design, who don't want to bother creating mechanics for their games. So they just latch it on to this terrible 2d6. It's 2d6 and Powered by the Apocalypse. They're really changing it up. It's 2d10 now, which is basically just to expand the mathematics. That's it. But yeah, that's all the game is. Roll 2 dice.
If you want to play a game without dice, play
Amber.
What's the game we play all the time?
Dread, or is that Fate? Dread.
Get on, Mike. Get on, Mike.
The one that we play all the time. It requires no dice. It's just a booklet. We played it 4 or 5 times.
Fiasco.
Fiasco.
Yeah.
If you want to play a game where you're going to tell a story, just like RPGs do, and you don't roll dice, I tell you something right now. There's already a good game out there. It's called Fiasco. Go play it. Don't play this
don't we
crap.
start the game with
Play
a bunch of dice
Fiasco.
because you have to like?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just to set up the game, I guess. Just to create. I guess create the
Those have been fun games.
I like Fiasco. A lot of people don't for some reason, but as a change of pace, it's great.
What's the game that we played where you flip over those cards and they spawn like zombies?
Zombicide?
Yeah, we don't use dice. Do we use dice for that?
Yeah, to hit. Yeah, to attack. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like I said,
Man,
if that's
those cards are always flipping, and all of a sudden you're just like 8 more.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's a hard game, man.
Yeah, that last time
if you're playing it the right way,
when you're
it's a hard
playing that
game.
game. If you mess up from the beginning, you're screwed.
Yes.
In Zombicide, if you start chasing, if you start like going your separate ways, and then like have one round, and I'm saying this, if you have one round where people are just kind of like blasé and going, I think I'll just go here or do this, you've already lost.
Yeah.
You need
100%.
to either have
hustle.
a group or at least like 1 or 2 people saying like, no guys, you don't understand. We need to get this, then this, then this, and then get the F out
Together.
of here.
Yeah.
Together. Like, what are you doing? Like,
Right.
no, do not go that direction. If everybody's just kind of like, I think I'll just do this. Or,
What was
I'll
that
go
movie
way."
where they put like those collars on them, and then if you step too far away, your head blew up?
Oh, that was the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Do you remember it? No, it was like a prison movie. And
Yes, I know the movie you're. It'll come to me.
Well,
but I know the movie
that's
you're
what we
talking
need in Zombified.
Yeah.
So if
That was-
like
if you
if I start walking away too far with my own agenda, my head blows up. If Mrs. Double D does it, her head blows up.
That was an HBO movie, and I think it starred Rutger Hauer, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about who the star was.
Oh, it's starting. It's like in the
That was an HBO made movie from like the
Edgelord
the
says you're right.
80s or
Rutgers
the
Hauer.
early 90s, and
Yeah.
it starred Rutger Hauer. Yeah, the name will
Christopher
eventually come to
Lambert
me.
says Snake Ocean. Yeah, what was it, guys?
I can't.
What is the name?
Anyway, I know the movie you're talking
It's
about.
not
It's a movie-
Scanners. That's the head. That's the head blowing up, JP. Yeah, different one.
But it's true. Yeah, I mean that's a game.
Wedlock.
If you split your.
They're saying it's called Wedlock.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Wedlock.
Because you had a partner you had to stick close to.
Yes, that's right.
Unless if that would not work if me and Mrs. Double D were partners. Because we would be like, we're still going to go over.
Well, maybe we could do it kind of like a dog, give you a little zap first before you just blow your head up. That might be self-defeating. Rutger Hauer, God bless him.
But yeah, if your gimmick is, we're not going to use dice. Hey, guess what? They already did it, and they did it better than you.
Well, yeah, there's the Amber, the diceless game, which I've never played, but is highly thought of.
Someone
if you want
just
a true
mentioned
role
that,
playing
Amber.
game, yeah.
But yours ain't it, man.
I mean,
your game isn't going to be it.
Yeah, I mean it's not that there's no dice. It's just that the dice are really limited. Like you roll attack and damage with one roll. I think it's just boom. You already hit. How much damage you doing? That's essentially what you're doing with your 2d10 roll. How much of a impact? It seems like it's just like 4th edition D&D, which, like I said, I don't hate 4th edition D&D. There's parts of it I really, really liked, but I just don't know if the modern audience. I don't think this thing is going to have legs. Let me put it that way.
It doesn't have to though. I mean, he's pocketing $4.5 million plus $800,000 a year.
Yeah, you know what these guys are? These guys are the handyman that you unwisely paid 100% upfront.
Yeah.
Guess what? He's got no incentive now to come to your house. Your job just went from first to last.
Yeah.
You got to hold like some of that money over their head. These guys have everybody's money. And everybody else, at least that kickstarts their games, they have at least the decency of having a product that is in some ways on its way to being complete. Whether that's 50%, 60%, 80, 90, sometimes even 90%. You'll hear a lot of people saying like, hey guys, the game's done. It just needs printed, a little proof. We need some art. Understandable. Art is always the last thing, and it's always the... always takes the longest, because you can't rush it. But these guys, they literally had no clue what they were doing. Like, we think we want to do a 2x6 game. Well, that effing changed.
I think they did know. I think they knew in respect to they're doing the Kickstarter, whatever it was. They knew that what they wanted an awful lot of money. They wanted to go by
who doesn't want an awful lot of money?
Matt's reputation. And that was it. Boom! We're going to do it now. We're setting it. We're doing it now. We're doing it now.
Doing it live.
Nothing, and we have lots of time to fucking figure it out. And that's what happened.
Yeah. We'll just wing it. We're so good we can wing it. I think that's what he thought. Literally, I think Money Matt was like, "Hey, I can do this. You guys just implement my will, and we'll be good to go."
Okay. But in a situation like that, I might feel sorry for his consumer. But if you paid attention to this guy, you've been warned. This guy is Bush. I mean, he broke into the middle of your feed. That's Bush, man. This is not a guy.
It's not a guy you can trust.
Yeah, this is not a guy who should be running a $4 million operation. He's a Bush League dude.
Don't fall for the scam, people.
Right. So can I feel sorry for the people who gave him this money? In this case, I'm not sure I can. He's warning you that he's Bush League in advance. And you gave the money to this guy.
Yeah. Calvinoni, $2, our fearless moderator. Matt's long game is a con. We can learn from it. Yeah.
Agreed.
This is true. Look, if you're heartless, hey, look, I'm one of the biggest capitalists out there, but I just couldn't I couldn't pump out shit, and just, especially to people that you talk with every week. His problem is he got too big. I mean, he got so successful on YouTube. He's so big. He doesn't have a personal relationship with anybody anymore. And, maybe that's just the way of things when you get success.
I have a question about Cal's comment. I'm going to put it back up.
Go ahead. Good. We'll get you in a moment, Patrick.
Yeah, we're coming back. Matt's long game is a con, but he capitalized the C. Like his long game is a con?
Like a convention?
Or his long game is a convention?
Are we going to get Money Matt Con?
Yeah.
Wow.
Where is he located?
You're reading into this deeper than Gavin read into Joker too.
if anybody backs us right here, I have an email account you can have. It's called mattstolemymoney@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Let me know. You can use that email because if another infamous Matt fucked me out of some money.
I was you're letting your temper get the best of you. It's Mike. Minute Man.
I will
Mike,
change
yeah.
it. I will change it.
You'll change it. Yeah.
I will change it. Absolutely.
He'll sell it to you.
Yeah, it's yours.
Patrick Demo, $5. I promise everyone, my game will be done and ready to go, save maybe some layout work before I ask for money. Yeah, that's the way to do it, Patrick.
That's honest.
Let us know when it's happening. Of course, you can come on the show.
We look forward to it.
Yeah, we'd look forward to it.
Absolutely.
I will, of course, back it.
I'm buying it now.
Commie-Con says.
Commie-Con.
Commie-Con. All right, we'll do a little bit more. A little bit more. Can we brave it? Let's see.
Dolphin Head, man. Dolphin Head has been focusing the energy on his game. I mean, playtest after playtest, and even
in a year now, it's going to be
after decades. He doesn't think it's ready.
How long
He's
ago
still
was that?
playtest.
Our first,
our
first Gen Con was 09.
Yeah,
we're talking about this guy. He would
15 years.
Oh yeah,
Working on his game for 15
16 years now.
and he
Yeah,
still doesn't think it's done. He's not good enough.
He's this guy who's nice enough, but we call him Dolphin Head because he looks like one of those beluga whales.
Yeah.
He created a game.
Yeah, it's like
all game.
It's a fun game when you're playing it at a Gen Con. It's like kind of like an 80s action thing.
That was fun.
Ite.
No. Hybrid.
Hybrid is the name of the game. Ite is the
HIBRID.
Yeah.
Seems like a nice guy. And we unfairly cast him as Dolphin Head. Like literally our first Gen Con, we got done with it. We had a good time, but we were like, what the hell was that?
But
and then Rogan, you were like, yeah, he's the Dolphin Head. And we're like, what?
But
Dolphin Head? He's like, yeah, haven't you ever seen those dolphins?
But it's we are cruel, but there's an aspect of also of love involved in there, man.
Oh yeah,
that was something. We talk about that.
You need him in your life to tell this story still.
Yes,
yeah, absolutely.
And we actually played with him again a couple years ago.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So there's not hatred. So people out there, there's no hatred there. It's just we need that for things to continue, like Scott Garibay. Right?
Oh, yeah. There's no hate there.
But there is no doubt at all that Dolphin Head is a character.
Oh, yeah.
And a half. And he came with his own Steve Dave, too.
Yeah, he had his own Steve Dave guy. Who
ran the show the second time. He ran
it the first time,
game.
too, if you recall. Yeah,
right.
he ran it the first time as well.
Double D, you got a big moment right now.
Oh, boy, I can't screw this up.
Don't screw it up.
All right, quiet, Gavin. I screw this guy's name up every single time. Benjathan Snortikins.
That is correct.
€5. Woo! Give you a little Ric Flair there.
Clear out of here!
There you go. Please check out Spirit Island. Could make for a card and token-based board game like it, but change the aspect of playing a spirit to an army or person. I'll ask Mrs. D on that. Mrs. D is really big into board games. I'll ask her if she's ever played Spirit Island. I'll see what she says.
She'll come home tonight and she'll be like, I played it tonight.
Yeah.
Right.
See what she
on the docket
thinks
next
about
week.
reskinning it as an army game. Thank you, Benjathan.
That's interesting.
Snortikins got you the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Navigated that minefield, didn't I?
You did.
is going to give you even more stamina, and probably more stamina than like magic light armor, right? Magic light armor is going to do other
Jenga.
stuff for you.
He keeps moving his big bobble candy apple
It's going to
head.
give you more stamina,
Yep.
but
Double
it's
D's
also
correct.
might, give you wings or allow you to swim and breathe underwater.
This is another thing too. I couldn't stand. Apparently, in this game, armor gives you stamina. It's the dumbest. Like, you can tell this is so half baked. Like, because you think armor gives you protection.
Why does armor matter if you're not rolling dice? If you always
Well, no, you
hit?
roll dice. You roll dice. You always
You
hit,
always
but
hit.
it's just a matter of how little damage you do or how much damage you do. But why would you call, like, just from a game design point of view, you think armor, you think like protection, like damage soaking. You don't think stamina. In fact, you think like actually wearing armor would wear down your stamina.
Yes, armor should wear your stamina down while it gives you something somewhere else.
Yes,
it shouldn't
protection.
give you
Some sort of protection. Yeah.
How could wearing weight give you stamina in any way?
Yeah. It's so stupid.
It doesn't.
It's
It's
not
a
properly thought out. They're grasping at straw. It's a bunch of ideas and various hats. What's next? We'll use the second hat now. What do we do with this? Armor? Okay. Well, do we use the third hat?
Yep.
People are commenting Ironcaster wouldn't armor take away stamina.
Yeah, we're thinking along the exact same lines.
Ironcaster also says he
it
has
makes
a huge
no other
head.
sense any other.
He has a huge.
What's that?
Ironcaster also says he has a huge head. He looks like a walking candy apple.
Surly says Gollum face right there.
He is so dynamic for a guy who's losing one experience level per minute.
He kind of reminds me of the slap chop guy right there.
Slap chop Vince.
He kind of does. Is that the same ShamWow guy?
That is the ShamWow
He's
guy.
the autopilot in airplanes. Good one. Good pull.
Yes.
Good pull.
Wonderful pull.
Yeah. You know our wheelhouse here. That stuff will always fly.
For instance.
Orion Del Waterman does ask, can you give any sneak peeks on additional kits that are going to become available down the line, even beyond the many that were included in the playtest packet?
Yes. So we definitely have some kits that
Lurch's younger
we're
brother
playing
we're
around
getting.
with right now. We have some like
You-rag.
Willie Abeel.
He should lean into it every time he's on a stream and they say, "Welcome, James." He should just say, "You."
Yeah.
Did a lot of work on caster kits and has made a bunch of different ones that
Caster
have
kits.
yet to show up in playtests. Because
Dice
we
Tail
kept
says if
tweaking
he's
the
ever
ideas
coming
of
on
kits,
your
but like,
show, he's not turning on
there
his
was sort of
camera.
a spell sortie kit, right? That I
Why,
would
'cause we
like
make
to
it
get
fun
in
of the way
there. That
people
would
look
be,
too much?
like your implement
We aren't
in that kind
making
of
fun
is a
the way
weapon.
people look.
Hey, look, you people would make fun of the way I look underneath these sunglasses and hat and all that
Oh,
stuff.
no,
It's okay.
Oh my God! Feel free
You're a
to
goddamn
make,
handsome man.
feel free to make fun of the way I look. I'm a hideous chud, man.
Good Lord.
Young George Lucas.
I may look
For
my
example.
age, but Double D's getting in pretty good shape, man. I'm down. How much are you down, Crazymouse?
I did hit the 15.
Did you get the 15? Good. Well done. I am. I'm probably about 12 now, but I need to get to about 16, 17.
I did lose the 15. The official count is 15.4.
Okay. Good. How you doing, Rogan?
Good.
You still
good.
at it?
Still at
Still
it.
at it?
Slow.
Okay.
I'm over 70 pounds.
Good. Attaboy. All right. We're trying to get healthy here, people. We're trying to beat back Father Time.
I'm
And yes,
winning.
that's right. I tell you, when I work out at the gym, I'm dripping in sweat. Like, I see some of these guys half my age, and they're just walking around the track, or they're just kind of on their phone on like the kind of like the Stairmaster or the bicycles. I'm hitting the heavy bag. I'm in between. I'm doing burpees. I'm doing like 35 push-ups in between, in like sets, doing the kettlebells. I'm like literally at the end, I'm on my knees almost, like feeling my heart ready to jump out of my chest. And I'm like, nobody here is like doing half of this work. So I'm like, I must be doing something.
Absolutely. You're doing something right.
I did a short of me hitting the heavy bag. a little while ago. So if you guys want to see me hitting the heavy bag, just look under my
You're
shorts.
not part of the Labor Party, are you?
I would destroy that man. Keir Starmer.
That you hold. And so that's something that we're going to see. Willie is also thinking currently about how psionic kits will work. In terms of the specifics of those kits,
It was the
they're
sna-
currently in
snake
flux.
oil, it was
Even
the main
names
one.
are in flux right now, so I don't want
Yes.
It was.
Yep. It's called an elevation mask.
to get
Right
too
there, he's
into that. But
you
I can
unpaused it at the wrong time. No, you missed it.
tell you that, like, Willie is one of the most how do I marry narrative and mechanics designers, right? Which is every designer in role-playing games is thinking about that. But Willie takes it to this other level
Demo.
where
Oh
when
my
he
God.
is
Demo. Sorry, Mr. Demo. Patrick Demo. Oh my God, man. Yes.
A scholar and a
Hump the
gentleman.
neighbor's cat.
Hump the neighbor's cat.
Where you
Look.
had it paused, it looked just like it.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, Gavin, but me and Rogan met Patrick Demo and his wife at Gen Con.
Awesome,
He's a
man.
vendor. He has a nice little card game.
A
he sells.
vendor?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
But we had dinner and drinks with him later. Just sat around and bullshit.
Good dude.
Oh,
Good
that's
dude. His
great,
wife is
man.
fantastic.
That's wonderful.
And then there's another guy, the Professor Lefty, wasn't it? Wasn't that his name at the end of the
Yes,
table?
I
He was a
think
nice guy too. I haven't seen him. Maybe he's just one of these guys that
You
just
know
kind of
who's
stays
missing
quiet.
tonight? Well, a couple people, but Chris Miller's not here tonight.
Yeah.
DM James.
Yep. Yeah. Sometimes they may not, whatever we're discussing, might not be on their list.
I'm glad that you give shout outs and time to these small conventions because they're. I mean, the conventions are really good for the hobby.
Jeff Hatch
Oh, they
was
are,
here. Cal, he made an appearance at the very beginning.
Yeah,
he's
gonna
gonna
check it
watching
out
on
later.
the later.
Hey, Jeff, we miss you.
Yep.
For example, if you're one of those people, and you hear this a lot from people who are adults that like role playing games, I can't find anybody to play with. That's a perfect spot for a convention.
Yep.
Go to the convention. They're going to run games. Play the games there. You don't have anybody to play with. That's a great.
Yeah.
That is what a convention is really good for. It's for people who don't have games. So I'm glad that you give all this.
Hey, look, I went to VentureCon. I would recommend VentureCon. Good old school convention. It was a nice little drive too, up to Wisconsin. From our area, it was like 9 hours, but it was an easy drive because it's summertime. I don't know if I can make the New York one that we're gonna talk about Saturday. We'll see.
The one next summer.
Yeah.
June
They
14th
may
and
have a
15th.
surprise guest. I'll let them reveal that though. So
okay,
no speculating. But yeah, no, I like
Sniper Wolf.
Yes, exactly.
No roller pig.
I mean, I encourage people, go to your conventions, man. There are conventions around you. Go to them.
It's so weird because I get like a little extra, and it's just due to just being such a niche celebrity. But I guess in that niche, I am a bit of a celebrity because it's like we were done with our game. I was running a Conan game on Saturday, and then we saw a guy that we saw at VentureCon, nice guy named Colin. He's like, hey, come on upstairs. Got some people who want to meet you, and it's like I'm talking to some of these people. This dude is he literally is a doctor. You can just tell, when you're talking to people, how smart they are. I'm like, oh, this dude's pretty smart.
Yeah.
I'm like, do I see you in the chat? He's like, no. He's like, I don't do any of that stuff. He's like, I just listen anonymously. I give you likes. I give you thumbs up, all that stuff. He's like, I love everything that you say. Keep keep fighting the good fight. He's like, but yeah, there's a lot of people like me. I'm like, this dude is really smart.
Yeah.
He's a doctor, and I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I got these people that are twice as smart as me, and they like some of the stuff that I'm doing.
Well, it resonates.
And it really is. It's humbling, I guess.
Yeah.
What we're doing, it resonates, though. Really, you're right. It's a fact. It is.
It
We
is.
got all these awesome people here that join us
Yeah.
every week because it resonates.
And look, some people may say oh, you just get together and cut up people. Well, we sort of do that in real life, and I'm sorry. I'm not proud of it, but it's funny as hell. And obviously people think it's funny too. And you know what? It's I'm sorry, I don't care about that. I don't fucking care about James Introcaso. Matt Colville, Money Matt, is never going to be on my channel unless he breaks in again, or James. So I don't have to kiss their ass. And this is something that maybe someone like Professor Dungeon Master or Bob the World Builder, maybe they want to say stuff but they're so constrained by, quite frankly, their
Whatever.
channel. Their
Whatever.
channel size.
Yeah.
I don't want to endanger my connections.
Yeah.
I don't want to endanger the money train. Well, guess what? That money comes with a price. It always does.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't have nearly the money you do. Although these guys, they contribute every week, and I am eternally grateful and so thankful. But I don't have those constraints. I can say whatever the F I
right.
want. These guys can, call him Young Frankenstein or, every Gollum, whatever, every other thing, and I'll laugh. And it's like, I don't care if I'm being mean.
But I don't
I'll tell you a lot of things.
But we're not being mean.
Yeah, it's.
If you guys think we are being
but
mean,
by today's standards, it would be considered.
You're saying
if you think we're being mean, you should hear what we say about each other when we're sitting around with no microphones. You think you are hearing mean things?
Yeah,
not even close.
Look, this is just the way we grew up. I mean, we're all Gen X.
Yes, and the
it's
second thing is,
shut up, boomer.
Make fun of me, dude. Make fun of me back.
Yeah,
make fun of me
fucking,
back.
I don't
Go
care.
ahead. You're not killing me.
You're an old boomer. Yeah, whatever.
I'm a hideous chud, dude. There's no denying that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
let her
all
rip.
you got? Okay.
Yeah, let her
Let's
rip.
go.
Because I'm gonna.
Yeah.
And I don't have any problem with you doing it.
Yeah.
I feel like it. To be honest,
Thank you, Sean.
I don't want to say to justify what we're doing, like making fun. I feel like these are just like a bunch of yo mama jokes.
In some way, yeah. Look, that's how we do it. Like, I don't hate James Introcaso. I don't hate any of these people. Even though I said earlier I don't hate the dungeon dudes. I like making fun of them, even though they blocked me.
You are deflating people
Well,
who
the Corn Boy
believe them. But you believe them
he's
more
earned
than
his
they
scorn.
are.
Corn Boy has earned the scorn. Even Corn Boy, I don't hate.
No,
I don't hate Corn
no,
Boy.
but still, scorn is scorn.
Scorn is scorn.
It's
yeah.
legit.
It's true scorn, and that's why I will always go after him and his dirty, filthy trash bag hoe of a girlfriend, whatever her name
Is
is,
that the one
Phoenix, something.
He keeps keeps him on a leash.
Yeah, well, he keeps her on a leash. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll gladly say all that stuff.
Well, dude, listen. Once you start taking yourself too seriously, you are asking for what we do.
Oh,
because you shouldn't.
Look, guys, just look at any Matt Colville video or the Ginny D video, any of these other videos. Look at the comments. Look, unless they're spamming stuff or just saying stuff that might get my maybe my channel in trouble, I let all those comments go. Like I've been called pretty much every invective you can. It's like, yeah, fine, I don't care.
Dude, you've been called every invective you can by your best friends.
Yes,
who the
of
hell
course.
cares
Yeah.
what these guys say?
Exactly. It's like,
and nor should they care what we say.
Yeah, Bob Beckner had a good comment there.
I'll pull it up for you.
Yeah, Gen Xers will workshop your insults with you and make fun of you for needing her.
True story.
He gets it.
True story.
It's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's somebody who gets it.
You don't have to have thick skin, but you better not have thin skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you show them it hurts, you're done.
Yeah.
That's the way we were taught.
Yeah.
So you better just go along. If somebody starts calling you like a nickname and you can't get rid of it after 24 hours, better start learning how to lean into it.
Yeah, right.
Because guess what? If you try to swim against the tide, your life is going to be miserable.
There's a
miserable.
saying, I've said it before in the past. There's a saying we have at work. When people get overly sensitive, if you show me your pussy, I'm gonna fuck it.
Oh my!
Well, hello.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's crass.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's
But
true
the
though.
truth.
Yeah. Show it to them, and yeah, absolutely. So, this is what we do. It's not politically correct, but what you gonna do?
Thank God.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have often said this. The only sin a joke can commit is not to be funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
If it's funny and it hurts your feelings, so what?
Yeah.
Okay. The only sin a joke can commit is to not be funny.
Yeah. Amen.
And boy, the world needs more humor. My God.
What the world needs
wasn't that song in there? Was that song in?
Love, sweet. Yes, it
Was that in
It was
Joker
in
Falling on You?
Yes,
I thought it was. Yeah.
You guys starting to get this now?
Oh my God!
It's like you're like, all right, what's Arthur going to do at his trial? And then somebody starts saying that, and you're like, oh God, can we please just get?
You know what? You were selling it on me, Gavin. I am.
Give it a watch.
I'm taking a step
Hey,
back.
look,
Put
I'm-
it
I
on in
have
the
to-
background.
listen to me.
At some point, put it on in the background.
Listen to me.
and just
I
ignore
have to be honest. It's a musical, and it is a drawback.
But you know, other people had mentioned here, Rocky Horror Picture Show, remarkable musical.
Not one of my 6 musicals.
Right. Heavy Metal. I forgot to bring that. Heavy Metal is probably my favorite.
Not
Kismet
a musical.
is a close second.
Not a musical.
Heavy Metal.
No.
It's
just a great soundtrack.
It's a great
not
soundtrack, but the soundtrack is
nobody breaks out into song.
Yeah,
nobody
breaks out into
that is
song.
true.
That's
Okay,
not a
that is
musical.
true. But I'm
Pink-
sticking to my
Pink
guns.
Floyd,
though.
The Wall.
I got my guns. I'm sticking to it.
Oh, The Wall. Yeah.
Pink Floyd, The Wall is a musical. That is a great movie. There's always exceptions to every rule.
Tommy.
However, Tommy,
Yes. Yeah.
but Tommy and Pink Floyd, I don't consider those 2 movies to be musicals. They're
just-
actually
oh,
like
they are.
proto music videos.
Yeah.
You know.
They're still, I'd say they're still.
Long
You can't deny that they are musicals, Scott. Yes, but they're almost more like music videos, where it is all music. There is no. And I love Tommy. I love that movie.
Since I was a young boy. That was in there too. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, no, it wasn't. They're all Americans.
Pinball machine in the Arkham arcade.
Yeah, they're all American songbook songs in that movie, I think. Well, except for the Carpenters one.
Which Carpenters one did they do?
Right.
Oh, jeez, what was the Carpenters one? It's the one. I think it's. Is it the one from Tommy Boy? Anyway, one of them's is a real good.
It's not. It's
one of
not.
the
If it
famous-
had been I'm on top of the world, I'd actually liked it.
No,
'cause
it's
that's
not
of my
that
favorite
one.
songs.
It's not that one. It's one of the ones he and her sing together, but it's a Carpenter song. It'll come to me.
I'm on the top of the world looking down on green.
Our show tonight's become a musical.
There's a creepy group of people right there, man. Holy smokes, the Carpenters, especially the dude. Oh my god.
He was supposed to be, from what I heard, he was supposed to be the talent in the family, and as often happens, like the parents were like banking all their money on the boy. The girl was just like Karen was just kind of thrown in there, and then everybody realized like, oh shit, she can actually sing.
Oh, she
had a fantastic voice.
Yeah, and he's a creepy dude. I mean, he like was just playing weird psychological games on that girl, man.
Yeah.
That's an interesting story.
John Candy. Nice.
Oh yeah, the Stars and Stripes forever. See, man.
Polonium
Heck
Cyborg.
yes, man.
I love that movie.
Edgelord, you must be in our our private conversations, because that's Gavin always like he'll bring that up like at least once a year. Like he'll just say, "I was giving her the Stars and Stripes forever." Harry Canyon.
By the way, Harry Canyon's voice done by the brother of the dude from
Stay on Mike.
Ramon from or Damone from
Fast Times.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. His voice is that actor's
Hey,
brother.
do you know that I commented on a video, a short, about when Spicoli orders the pizza in Mr. Hand's class, and he calls up
Learning about Cuba. Eating
Yeah.
some pizza.
So I made a comment on that video. I just quoted to Dave Portnoy. One bite, everyone knows the rules. The guy that made the video pinned my comment, so I'm at the top of this entire short.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love Dave Portnoy.
Well, I apologize to anybody right now who isn't a Gen Xer for all the
No, yeah.
references
Yeah.
we made to things that are 30
They've
years
they've
old.
long tuned out.
Yeah, right.
I can tell you there are currently 82 Gen Xers in this chat.
Yeah, I mean,
Is it using
hardcore
Close to
course.
You by the Carpenters?
That might be the one.
Yeah,
Close to you. That might be the
I
one.
think that is.
That
yeah.
might be the one.
A couple of these, I had to go to the bathroom, so I'm just like, yep, good time to go take a whiz.
Yes, and and I noticed you did that more than once. But yeah,
twice,
that
maybe
is a
twice,
good
yeah.
break to get up and
Oh
go
yeah,
to the
yeah. It's like
bathroom.
you can
Sure.
tell the long numbers are coming. I'm just like, all right,
Yeah. I'm not gonna
don't
miss
need to see
anything.
them.
I see what they're doing here. You're not really gonna miss anything.
Do you
Yeah, I
guys
get
do
it.
this? I'm not acting like I invented this, but I've started to do this lately. I've been putting Junior Mints inside my popcorn, just dumping them in, mixing them up.
Yes, that is an old. That's
It's
an
an
old
old
trick. I
trick,
think it's
yeah.
in The Simpsons or something like that. Yeah, I've heard of
I
that
like
before.
it. It's for the butter or whatever does something to them. They don't like melt or anything. They like stay like nice and firm, and it has like a nice little buttered kind
Double
of taste.
D,
to
I
it.
respect you to the max, but you're scaring me.
Why?
Junior mints in your popcorn?
Try.
Yeah.
Don't knock it till you try.
Next, you're gonna say you can put ketchup on your mashed potatoes.
Give it I'm serious. Give it a try.
I will
Do
try.
a little test case. Put about 3 or 4. Just put them in there, and then just kind of like fluff up your popcorn so they're down just a little bit.
I put.
You're going to need to take out a mortgage to afford this at the theater. But yeah, please.
Oh
do.
yeah. Go ahead.
I
Crazy
put
Mouse, what were you gonna say?
Old Bay seasoning on my popcorn.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Excellent. It's excellent.
I could see that work. They don't have that at the theater. Though,
No,
do they?
you gotta.
You gotta bring in your.
Yeah, you gotta
yourself.
figure it out. Yeah, you gotta figure it out. But
Jess uses that hidden. My fiance, she uses that hidden Valley ranch powder on it.
Oh.
The ranch powder. Yeah, ranch powder.
Peanut M&Ms in the popcorn. Ooh, yeah. Melt in your mouth, not in your hand.
Yeah. Peanuts and chocolate and salt. I mean, that's.
I'm losing the Gen X vote here, guys.
Actually, we are way off on tangents. Maybe we should.
no, we are not.
Oh, we are.
That shows the best when it goes
that's
off
right.
the rails.
Yeah, talk about chocolate and something salty. Chocolate on bacon.
No.
Shazam!
No.
Oh, I'm telling you what, it's good.
I've had it. Yeah, I've had it.
It's
Yeah.
good.
Sinner.
All right. Well, listen. I think we're gonna go. I think we might forego Otto and Rorik tonight.
It's 9:48.
Yeah, it's already 9:48, guys. Some of
Oh
these
my
guys
God,
still
time
have to
flew.
eat. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? When you're in the hot seat, man. Where you're amongst 100 friends tonight. Did you sense it, Gavin Morgan?
Oh, yeah. I'm very. Hey, listen.
They seem to like you.
They are the
I'm
best.
more than great. I mean, I can't be more grateful. I mean, just the idea that a stranger would listen to what I have to say is very humbling.
I think
and
everybody listened to your way, even if they didn't agree. I think they liked your well-reasoned.
Grateful, deep sense of gratitude for that.
All right, how you stop talking?
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, I think they liked your Joker review. Even if they didn't agree, I think they liked it.
Edgelord
It was
Gavin
well,
is a star in my book.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
He's been singing your praise. Edgelord's been singing your praises.
You
all
got
night.
your first stalker there.
Yeah, you do. You got a fan.
Oh,
Gavin.
boy.
Deep fried Snickers.
DJ Widget enjoyed listening to you, Gavin.
Oh, there we go, man.
Well, hey, thank you. I mean, I enjoyed being
Whoa,
here. Sure.
Bob Vecna. Does Gavin have a channel to follow?
That will never, ever happen. That will never, ever
He
happen.
doesn't realize he's sitting on a gold mine. All he has to do is go into a room, fire up a microphone, and be like, "And another thing,
I'll tell you.
And another thing.
That's the name of your podcast.
and another thing,
And another
yeah.
thing.
Let me
If
tell
you
you
ever
something.
do it, that's it.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, let me tell you something. And another thing, heart attack and a snack. I think that's the deep fried Snickers reference.
Or
there.
it could be the band of bacon and chocolate.
Bacon and chocolate.
Bacon and chocolate is a beautiful, tasty snack for a person who hates themselves.
Oh no! I've had therapy. I don't hate myself, and I still. I love me some bacon and chocolate.
I like bacon, man, and I like.
Cal
chocolate.
says you got the hair. You got the magic hair. So there you go.
Yeah.
What's George Lucas's younger brother? What was his name?
Scott.
Yeah, right.
Scott Lucas. All right. Thank you, Overkill Joe. Thank you, everybody who stuck around. Thank you, all you guys who super
Before
chatted,
you guys
gave out
chat,
memberships.
make sure you hit that like button on your way out.
Yeah, please do, if you don't mind. Hope we entertained you tonight. We will make sure to rotate Gavin in a little bit more regularly now that his coming out party was a success. So if he wants to come back on that, he has to want to come back on too, of course, but we'd love to have him. Anything else? Saturday, 1 p.m. I'm going to have Roger on for that New York convention, I hope. And I talked to Miguel Ribeiro, and hopefully him and Sylvia both can come on Saturday. Remember, those guys are in Portugal. So that's why Saturday kind of had to work. It kind of had to be in the daytime because they're so far ahead. But yeah, you guys can.
It's Thursday
check it out.
where they are.
It's not Thursday.
What are you talking about?
Oh wait, it is. Oh, I see. I see. Yes. Oh, I thought you were thinking like Saturday. Like on Saturday it would be like Thursday. For some reason
right
that was
now
my,
in
yeah,
Portugal.
Thursday. Yeah, 5 hours ahead. Yes. Oh yeah, it's well over.
Yeah.
Thursday. Trying Trying to think. Yeah. Check out the Red Room in the meantime. See if there's anything you guys want from it's Mordoret. It's just the Red Room spelled backwards. That's their website. Good people. And you talk about me fighting the good fight. Those guys, that's what they do for a living.
Snake Oil says when on Saturday? 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yes. 1 p.m. Eastern. I'll try to promote it a little bit on Twitter too. There's probably not going to be as many as are here on a Wednesday, but it's all right. We'll get a decent crowd, and of course, people can always catch
it on
on the flip side.
Yeah,
as they say. All right. Well.
Oh my gosh! One more thing. Don't forget. If you go see the Batman movie
or
the Joker movie, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Next week. Yeah. Don't be afraid of it. But I guess that's the one thing I wanted to say.
If you want your money back, we'll make sure Gavin's back for that one.
We're reminded here, Cold War mentions that buy the deck of many triggers.
Mm-hmm. Deck of many triggers, yes, guys. If you want to support your boy Double D a little bit, it's me and folks like Miguel and like 10 other people.
Yeah, a bunch of really creative people.
Yeah, I think the link should be in the description. I think I put it there now, but it's on GiantSlayerGames.com. So please check that out. It'd be something fun to have on your shelf. You might even want to use it in your games. Could blow it up.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, that would be something. I think that's it, right? So see
everyone
you
have a
Saturday.
great night.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And a good weekend.
Yep. All right. Well, I'll send you out with something here.
How about hot chicks washing the Batmobile?
Oh, we got to do that one. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. We'll send you a little Marisha action. All right. Peace, guys. We'll see you Saturday. See you Saturday. All right. Take care.